Hello, and welcome to Final Show Films. I'm John, or Senstaku, as you might know me on Twitter, the executive producer here, and I just want to thank you for watching. It really means a lot to us that people watch, listen to, and enjoy our shows. If you want to help us keep making these shows as fun and lively as they can be, please join your fellow fans in supporting us at our Patreon page at patreon.com/fsfilms or by subscribing to our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/finalshowfilms. It really means a lot to us that the amount of you who do support us continue to do so, especially our $25 plus tier supporters on Patreon. Antitonic, Cat Waterflame, Samantha Bates, Maureen Monty, and Bradley Alexander. Every little bit helps, so thank you to all of our patrons and subs. Check us out on Twitter at Final Show Films and on our website at www.finalshowfilms.com for updates, go-live notifications, and more. We love interacting with you, so feel free to tweet at us or email us at finalshowfilms@gmail.com. That being said, please relax and enjoy.
And hello, everybody. We're here. We are excellent.
I like how I started doing that and just like sort of
oh yeah, we
got
did
grafted
test.
onto
We
other
Jonathan
people.
Jode.
I just say that like that all the time.
I mean, but like specifically like in streaming and podcasting, I start with the hello everybody. And it's like we all do that now.
I've actually always done that. It annoys people sometimes.
Yeah.
That's why he does it.
It's the final.
That's why he does tomatoes.
Honestly, the only people it really annoys are there's a couple special needs individuals at my work who get really confused because they're like confused as to why I'm elongating my words. So I try to avoid doing it to them, but when I do it to other people, they'll cut in and like try to insert the person's name in.
Yeah, no, that's like sort of the Final Show Films brand at this point is that really dragged out hello at the beginning of the introduction.
Drives me crazy.
And also tangents.
Yes, sort of like this. Tangents, like tangerines, are delicious. And, speaking of tangents, who are our tangent makers today?
Well, first you introduce yourself, then you introduce me.
He doesn't have to.
I can introduce it the other way around.
He can introduce it.
There's a formula, Austin.
There is a formula. I have forgotten it.
Did he ever know it?
I mean, you know it now. Now you're just ignoring it.
That was the secret all along. The friend we made along the way.
I'm John, and I'm playing Galadriel Alana, your astrophysicist /space wizard / I've got
Halfway
26
dead.
sanity and 5 hit points.
/ John has to be first.
He was the first person to talk. Somebody else can jump in.
I'm Holly. I'm playing Sandra Rose. I will smack you. I will smack that grin off your face. I am playing Sandra Rosen. She is an arborist, and oh no, I was wrong. My current sanity is 65, and my luck is 49. So I actually have a lot of.
Your character sanity is 65.
Yeah, my sanity is much
It's not
lower.
Tarell, yeah.
Hi, I'm William, and I'm playing Goro Hozuki, member of the security team. My sanity is also sitting at 65. I have 70 luck and 14 hit points.
You know, this 26 sanity makes a lot of sense for where Galadriel ends up in the next world.
Yes.
Yes,
It does.
Oh yeah.
Hey, you get to keep having a sanity metric in the next world.
I do get to keep having a sanity metric in the next world. I'm the only one.
Except it's a number that starts at 0 and goes up instead of the other way around.
And that I don't know.
Yes.
Hey, I'm Rudy. I'm playing Kyle, the space author of the Space Party, and I have 3 HP.
How much sanity?
46.
Why am I the only one with such low sanity?
Even doing
46 isn't a high number.
Because you
You've
stick
been
your
cutting
hands
yourself.
in dark
You have the
holes
same sanity.
just to find out what happens.
It's true, it's true.
Hi, I'm Zach. I'm the ship's counselor. I actually have a decent sanity. I'm just, the unluckiest person alive because I have 7 luck.
What's your current sanity?
61.
Oh, that's not
We're
bad.
more sane than you.
I'm relatively sane.
We are the equal amount of
I'm
sanity.
just extremely unlucky.
How's our characters?
And I'm Stan. I'm playing Duncan. He's supposed to be the head of security at this point. Haha. She loves it.
I mean, I feel like all of us are due for promotions to the very top of our departments except for me. So.
As
You
everybody
actually haven't
disappears.
checked your positions to see what rank
I'm
you are.
already at the top of my department. There's nobody above me.
Sandra Rosen, ship captain.
The captain
what?
isn't part of the science department.
Yes, but if we don't have a captain,
Yeah, well,
How
we'll
far
actually need to
down the
check
chain of
this.
captain am I? Actually, that's a good question.
Because you're probably getting close to being picked. And that's a
Yeah,
terrifying
you were the highest
thought.
rank of our group, so you would be the first one in our group to achieve captain.
Except that Sandra just got promoted to be the same rank as you.
Yeah.
So one of the two of you would be captain before any of
Wouldn't the
us.
three of you all be the same rank, roughly?
You are now accidentally their rank as well,
Yes.
but I don't think you get to be captain.
Oh, come on.
Duncan is
Crash the ship!
Just put me on the weapon systems.
We're
I don't
all
care.
doomed.
This planet is acting strangely. Ram it!
And actually, interestingly, no. You're the head of a department, you're the head of a department, you're the head of a department. You're not because you're under him. You're not because you're under Tarn, and you are an author. You're not even, like, in a department.
Yeah,
If I become captain,
we went we
We're all
went from
dead.
having one department head to 3. Is what we're saying.
Is that how has enough of the security team been eaten that I'm officially the second in command of security now?
We'll
You
have to,
haven't checked.
we'll have to check.
We'll have to check once we get into the game.
And in that go, hi, I'm your keeper, lore master, dungeon master, GM, whatever you want to call me. And I
Keeper
am
in this system.
keeper. Yes, I mean that's the label that's under my face.
Yeah.
Hey,
It
you.
says the
keeper.
keeper.
I see.
Who's the seeker?
There's one.
Harry Potter. It's always Harry Potter.
Henry Porter?
We don't care about other seekers
It's not
except for
Victor
Draco
Crumb?
Malfoy.
Ooh, now I want to make a Call of Cthulhu game set in
No
Hogwarts.
love for Crumb.
Yeah.
It'd be real
be
easy.
good. That'd
Like
be-
it's full of
that'd be
all
good.
sorts of horrible things. It's a terrible place to send your children.
It is.
It really is.
Well, that's why they do it.
Builds character.
Builds character
Or-
and Dark Lords.
No, Call of Cthulhu just kind of slowly erodes
When the kids get in
character.
trouble, they just send them into the Forbidden Forest with all of the things that can murder you.
Let's be real. It's less of a forbidden forest and more of a discouraged forest.
Yeah, it's more of a
Slightly
like,
discouraged forest.
no, kids, don't go there. But if you do, frankly, no one will know. So
Or care.
Or find out.
Or hear
Half
from
of
you ever again.
Half of you are orphans anyways. Go away.
or have Muggle parents who, despite the book's over themes of equality, you don't get to know any Muggles aside from the ones that Harry Potter is directly related to, because none of them matter apparently.
Well, yeah, because it's a Harry Potter story, you see, not Hermione Granger's.
Yes, but apparently we get to know nothing about her parents other than that they're dentists, and that's literally it.
And that she erased their memories in the last
We
one.
don't even
and-
get to know their
yeah.
names.
Nope, they don't
Presumably
matter.
Granger.
Presumably Dr. and Dr. Granger. But given Hermione, who knows? They could have different
Alright, she
last
erased their
names.
minds to make them think that they never had her.
Yes.
In the last one, yes.
Because she was going to die.
But she was pretty sure she was going to die, so she erased their minds. So,
Brainwashing! Anyways.
now that we've gone through Harry
I
Potter,
think she didn't die now. She didn't die though, so now she doesn't have parents.
I think she fixed it afterwards.
Or did she?
Hi, you may not know me, but I'm your daughter who wiped your memory.
Or I mean, hey,
Going to Harry Potter Wiki.
no longer have parents.
I mean, here's the other
Look,
question.
all my best friends are orphans. I just wanted to be one too.
Ron is not an orphan.
Yeah.
But there's no inheritance that way.
I said best friends.
She marries
Get
him.
married!
Later.
Yeah, he is
Yes, she marries him. She also spends the majority of the last book yelling at him and being pissed at him.
I mean, that's relationship.
Not mine.
Not mine.
So Cthulhu.
So Austin,
You might need to talk
Are you
to
in
a
charge here?
relationship counselor.
Oh. No, I didn't mean our relationship. Sorry.
I see. Hey, you want to make me a sanity roll?
I missed you this past week.
So, when last we left,
We were gone?
you decided that terrible things were happening and monsters were wandering
Failed
the
that sanity.
terrible things were happening, monsters were wandering the corridors, and everything was going down, so you split the party.
Yes,
Yep.
exactly.
3 ways.
Yep.
hey, I'm with Garjin. I'm gonna live.
We
so.
could have split it 6 ways. It could have been worse.
Sort of like that game where you half of the party directly cause the death of the other half in order for political gain, and then
Yeah.
rose
Oh my
themselves in
goodness.
the alliance of an island.
The
game
Game
was
of
this?
Thrones.
Anatol,
Remember Anatole?
where you were the only good person in the party.
Wait, what?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, no, William was also.
Yeah, no, he was a
more
peacekeeper.
neutral.
Yeah,
He was a
no.
peacekeeper.
Who was I playing in that game?
The bullman, the shaman.
Oh, right, yeah.
That is the game that Esmeen originates from.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I was the only good person in the party, and I was a drow elf.
Yes.
Nice.
Who was leading a war to liberate the dark elves from
Yes,
their
yes.
oppressive light elf.
I was
overlords.
working to liberate my
Every
people.
session, we would all get there, and then because Austin was the DM, everyone one by one would take Austin aside. There would be a line
Except
of people
And me.
just having.
I never
Like
had to have a
15-minute
never had to have a side
conversations.
conversation with Austin because my character was always up
Because
front.
you were
Yeah,
trying
same.
to overthrow the party or cause political derision in order to advance your own career.
I
Though,
mean, we
I
joked
was
that we were
successful.
playing the Game
You were
of
successful.
Thrones.
You were successful in achieving your initial investment. Holly was successful in marrying the future lord of all death and necromancy after corrupting him and turning from an idyllic youth into a jaded figure who thought that animating and enslaving all the dead was the only way to bring true peace
You
to
really
the
gotta
world.
stop you're putting yourself into your character.
I forget my character's name, but he was just fine.
He was
Yeah,
just
no,
like,
that's right.
I just-
What-
He did
William-
not like my character.
William and I
They
conversed.
did not get along.
William and I, conversely to everything you've ever seen in a Final Show film stream, were the only good characters.
And we're there to bring peace, advance the objective, and try to
Okay,
be nice
so we're all
to people.
broke up.
High five, William. Good characters.
Meanwhile, one of the other party members was a political aspirant who was the slave owner of one of the other characters.
Yep.
And
Oh yeah,
Rudy
that's Jonathan.
ditched all
And
you guys
Rachel.
to get on a pirate ship and then was killed by Jonathan's character indirectly and became an undead pirate haunting the seas
I
forever.
was also on that ship and drowned. I mean, my mind power
Thankfully,
protected me.
thankfully, your fiance was also Lord of the Undead.
I mean, that happens too.
So, you know. Anyway, aside from summarizing the entire campaign,
Okay. Immediately after the Wizarding War, Hermione went to Australia and restored her parents' memories.
She's from Australia?
No, I think she sent them to Australia so that they wouldn't.
that
be
was part of her
harmed.
thing. Was like, hey,
During
you're going
the
to move
war.
to
I
Australia.
mean, hey, that's what the British do for, people they don't like to have around. They just send them all to Australia. You know?
Or the States?
My cousin moved to Australia.
Did he move from Britain?
Are you
Yes.
Point stand.
My aunt lives in Britain.
I hate to tell
Yes.
you, but Australia is a penal colony.
So is Georgia.
Start
Yeah.
start
Yeah, so
start,
is
start
Georgia.
seeing if maybe this
You seem to
individual
have a-
has some enemies in high places.
Mostly koalas.
What we're saying
It's
is your
always been one
family.
of my
You mean the drop
favorites.
bears?
What we're saying is everyone except for your aunt lives in penal colonies.
It's only one of her sons. The other son lives in California. So.
Oh my
Okay,
goodness.
well that's.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so
All right.
sorry.
I want to go to.
He
Penal
used to
colony.
live in North Carolina.
We're
He
we're
moved.
now
I like
10
California,
We're now
it's nice.
13 minutes into the stream. Let's start the game.
Sorry. Now that everyone knows my family
Look,
history.
pro tip, if anybody's tired of these tangents, if you skip about 15 minutes into the video, you'll generally catch us right around we're starting.
Yeah, but why are you watching us if not for the tangents?
Anyway.
I mean,
Half
you might be a computer.
half the comments people leave on Critical Thinking that aren't bots are people like talking about how much they enjoy the tangents we go on.
Cool.
In addition to the narrative breakdown we're doing.
I mean,
All
hey,
right.
trigonometry is cool.
If they skip ahead, they'll never meet Paul, though.
Yes,
true.
they will never meet Paul.
And none of you get to know who
Paul.
Paul is because
I
a lot
miss
of you who
Paul.
don't know are skippers.
I miss Paul.
Paul's the best.
Paul's been eaten. Now.
Paul was the best,
I know.
especially with K1 sauce or A1 sauce.
K1
K1
sauce?
sauce?
Wrong
Yeah.
order, A1 sauce.
I mean,
Is that the off-brand?
Yeah, K1 sauce is the
A1.
off-brand.
the Kmart, the Kmart knockout.
No, K1 sauce you see is kerosene.
Cook and season your food all at once.
Exactly, yeah.
Char it.
I mean, I like to feel like it's just pure potassium, but you
On the
know,
flip side, it could be K for cannibal.
Yes.
what can a bowl do?
They can their stuff.
I mean, we're putting it on person, so.
Oh, yeah. Anyway.
I'm imagining Cannibal is spelled with a K and it's got like the kooky font that's all
Yeah,
like
yeah,
off
yeah.
center
It's
and
like it's got like the Dunkaroos font.
yes. And it's got like a really happy dude in a grass skirt and like a spear roasting somebody over a fire.
Because why not?
But in 1950s cartoon style because they made their slightly racist logo in the 50s and they've never changed it since.
Yeah.
You're like, that's the guy being roasted.
Slightly racist. Very racist.
So Cthulhu.
So Cthulhu is also racist.
Yes.
Yes, Lovecraft was very racist.
That was very
What
racist.
were the pairs that we had broken off into? I know it was us.
Security team together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Scientist,
You guys.
therapist and scientist together, and then...
The two of you together.
And,
Us.
okay, so you two were going to your parents.
I was going to check on my family.
Where was security going?
Were we headed back
We
to
were headed
security?
to somebody's. Oh. Well, we got. Okay, we were gonna go check on that breakout, but decided not to do that. And who were we gonna check on? I forgot.
So the Stitcher vanished off in caves. Were you going off after her?
She went down the tunnels.
But
Yeah,
probably
that was- I
ventilation
think that was
shaft.
something
Ventilation
like
shafts.
that.
I mean, they're
Yeah.
tunnels.
Or were you headed to the bridge?
Because
Yeah, I was gonna.
I think it was one of those two.
Because I mean, I can get security access from on the cameras, try to follow everybody. I'm gonna.
No!
I mean, I was gonna do.
I was with Galadir
Yeah.
You were
because Galadir was planning to make golem armor.
Yeah.
that was it. And
No,
you
that's
two
right.
were
They were
going to the
going to
medical
the
bay
medical.
because Ellis had called you and said, there are monsters everywhere.
And
That's
I'm
right.
taking Garjin with me.
That's where we were.
Yeah, Garjin
right.
was going
And you were
to
going there to fight monsters.
Okay, right. Yeah, I was gonna come. Yeah.
Let's go beat some monsters down.
That's where we were.
Okay.
It's been a week.
Yes.
And just to
Oh,
note, I
that's
had taken a plant sample with me in case
Yes.
I need
Yes.
to use that again.
In case you need to throw strawberries at things very aggressively.
Throw strawberries at things. Thank you very much.
Grow strawberries.
Aggressively grow strawberries at things. Strawberries can shank a person.
Yeah, I'm going to go carve out this body and make a suit of
I mean,
armor.
I feel like you just take a strawberry and you curl it like a
I
grenade.
mean,
and it
I
goes up
will.
into
I will
vines.
see if my knife can cut through these things to help carving.
All right. So let's join on our most insane adventure because this is Call of Cthulhu.
So going to deal with the...
going to deal with Tarn and monsters. No, let's go see how this golem.
You mean
armor-
going to deal with monsters and monsters? What?
Monster and monsters. Ah.
So you go ahead.
So yeah, so first of all, does the knife cut into the flesh?
So you get to the lab.
Yeah.
And the knife will indeed cut the flesh.
All right. I will use the knife to cut the flesh to make armor.
Do you have any sort of crafting skills?
No.
But he's
I
got
got-
insanity and an unbreakable will.
I've got engineering.
He's just gonna basically hang a bunch of shields off of somebody. It's just close enough.
I am engineering armor.
I got some bad news. Even if you can build it conceptually, that's not going to help you physically sew together human.
I'm not. That's the thing. I'm not trying to sew it. I'm trying to cut away, and I'm trying to cut it away at certain points, so that what remains can just be fitted over.
So make a tabard out of the torso.
Yeah,
So
basically.
the problem is, Gora big.
How big is this corpse?
Do I have a higher size
For
than the Kratori?
Yeah, this Kratori, yes.
Oh,
Just
If
the
we
front
cut off
shell,
the-
back
so-
shell, and just wrap
yeah,
her,
yeah, exactly.
Just tie
like,
her up.
yeah, just cut off the arms, and just like cinch down the sides.
Sleeves are bullshit.
Are you making
Yeah.
a toga?
Yes.
Oh, no, I'm making a sandwich board.
Yeah, make
Making-
sandwich board and just wrap it.
Flesh tabard.
Yes.
All right.
And we'll see if anybody sees you running down the hallways like this. But you know,
It doesn't matter at this point. They're gonna be gone in a
Yes.
few minutes anyway.
So Gora,
And who's going to stop
Would
it?
survival
Security?
actually have anything relating to sewing things together?
not any better than what he's doing.
Or mechanical repair?
Um,
You're kind of biomachines.
The inside
What
is
about first
machine.
aid?
so I would like you both to roll sanity checks.
I already
As
made mine.
I'm good.
That's
17.
fine. 17. Okay. You watch and develop mental separation as this scientist is cutting apart the remnants of human bodies.
I mean,
and
it's
forming-
hazy, but I've seen Faust do way worse.
Yeah, but you
limbs.
didn't. You can't remember the smell quite so poignantly.
Yeah. Well, what do these
What
things
did-
smell like?
What did Faust do?
You don't want to know.
I do.
So they reek of methane and fetid gases that have developed in this body as it's rotting in a high methane environment. So, you know, a gas leak. Imagine if you had a gas tank and you threw 50 pounds of raw meat into it, let it fester for a week, and then pierce the gas tank.
No, I'm not just throwing away
And
the
then mashed
internals.
around its internals.
I'm taking the internal. Like, I'm
A1
carving
sauce.
the exterior skin away from the internal. And if the arm will fit as a sleeve, great. If not,
That's it.
you know, whatever.
It's rotten flesh. with K1
But I
sauce.
want to take the rest of it and put it, and basically I want to take it, you know, put it elsewhere in the lab and do. Once I've finished making the armor, I want to sort of inspect it and sort of see if I can figure out what the Stitcher was doing, like to create these Kotori, and see if I can, if not reverse engineer, at least figure out most likely places where other of these labs would be.
Roll me. Because you're trying to figure out all of the mechanics of this thing.
Yeah.
Do you have either biology, anatomy, or any sort of that?
I have physics, chemistry, and engineering.
Make me a hard engineering check.
39 out of 56.
So that's not your hard engineering.
No.
Cool.
What would be a hard engineering of 56?
That would be
28.
28.
So 39.
You need 11.
I'll spend 11 luck points. Make that a hard check.
All right.
There.
So you figure out that all of the biology of this thing has been engineered and processed through the adaptation of weird, mostly magic, but all the elements have remained the same.
Mhm.
The skin is made of earthly elements, of the earth element of carbon that's been passed through, similar to, have you ever seen, there's a scientific carbon sheet that's a single molecule thick.
Mm-hmm.
It's been stacked on top of itself over and over again, has the transparency of diamond. And from what you can tell, the color is actually caused by some imperfection.
Okay.
So these beings aren't yet perfect. You know, if
So
you would ever
it's-
see a clear one, that would be a perfect one.
Okay, so it's trying to build a perfect
Yes.
being and failing.
Hasn't gotten there yet.
Okay. Can I tell how durable the skin is? Like, aside, obviously the knife can cut through it, but would anything else get through it?
Actually, yeah, K1 is kerosene. Like,
You-
strictly speaking. Like
You
in
haven't
modern
seen
K1
anything.
kerosene.
Field burn?
Nothing else seems able to cut it.
Yeah.
So it's, as far as cutting, it seems to be fairly impervious.
So, good news. Nothing else, as far as I can tell, can cut this. I'm not certain about piercing or anything like that, so I don't know what will happen if somebody shoots it. However, I'm going to give you a little bit of extra protection. I'm going to take that knife and I'm going to carve an elder sign into the armor. 10
What?
more
Who
sanity.
needs sanity?
Who needs sanity?
Who needs sanity?
Now I'm back to 16.
All right.
Oh boy.
He carves a sigil into it. He hands you a skin tabard.
All right. Well, I have nothing better to do.
So,
If I'm gonna have to be the thing fighting whatever's in front of me, any protection is good protection.
we only have one. Oh, there was a big one for Duncan, too. I think Duncan would probably be really, gung-ho about it. But, anyways, so... it's trying to achieve perfection with these bodies, and that's why the color keeps changing with the Kotori every time it gets closer and closer to Chima is doing. If you ever see a clear one, that's probably what it's aiming for. I'm pretty certain it's using people as resources to build these things.
Makes sense.
So we need to,
So if we see a clear one, we should run.
or
Or kill ourselves.
that one. I want to check the crew logs real quick. See what we're down to.
You are down to 203.
Okay, where am I in that
Was
hierarchy
that the same
of
as
authority?
the last check?
Slightly lower.
What was the check before that?
It was in the mid 200s.
Okay.
Where am I in the hierarchy of authority right now?
You are lieutenant commander.
All right. Oh,
Yeah.
up promotion.
Promotion. And you are still in charge of the science department.
Okay.
Where am I at right now?
You are still... you are now a lieutenant junior grade. Still a member of security team. You and Duncan.
We're the only security.
The only security.
Wow.
Who's the captain now?
The captain is still Jim Way.
Okay.
Okay. Thank goodness I'm not the captain.
And the helmsman is Lynn Reddick.
Why is Lynn not dying?
She's the one that's with the beast.
No, that was
I mean,
her,
she's
her
another-
That was
brother
Ylor.
was Ylor.
But I mean, she keeps coming
What
back.
did Lynn Reddig look like?
Lynn Reddick was... She was in her early 30s, but she looked haggard and looked like she was in her mid 40s.
Okay.
She's very dedicated to her job, but she's also a bit of an alcoholic. And she takes everything way too seriously and dramatically and has trouble dealing with traumatic events ever since her father, was murdered 30 years ago. And then you imagine she probably didn't take too well to her brother being murdered 5 days ago.
Some of these
Well,
events have got to
that's
be
the way it
sticking
goes.
weird in people's brains because, in a crew of 200, someone got murdered and no one found out.
So we need to look. So it's going to be setting up layers in populated areas. Quite frankly, if this goes on much longer, I'm all for just venting this entire goddamn ship.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. This ship is probably going down in flames. We could crash into the methane planet.
To do that, we'll need to get to the helm and get rid of anybody that's in our way between us and the helm.
I mean, planetary fireball might do something to Krator.
Might? Yeah, crashing a ship into the planet might hurt him.
The atmosphere is mostly methane, and I feel like a planetary impact will spread enough of that gas out to
Well,
actually ignite some of
the
it.
methane's mostly inert because of the...
Yeah, but I feel
capture.
like a ship crashing into the atmosphere will spread enough of that gas out to actually ignite something.
Yeah.
So you want to crash a ship into the Eldritch Being? Really taking some Lovecraft
Would that
inspiration.
Would that mean that we're all killed by an Ethivore?
No, that'd be...
That'd be we all killed by a
Okay.
ship exploding.
Yeah.
Okay.
That'd be easier.
We'll see. Let's go... Let's go catch up with the others in the med bay.
Yeah.
Alright, so you two going to the med bay.
Mm-hmm.
It's not far. You rush down the halls, and you open up the door to see what looks to be an exploded person. There's an entire field of blood covering the reception area, and bits of flesh and internal organs dangling from various areas,
And I didn't even do
and
it.
scraps of uniform hanging around.
I wasn't here.
I can't even begin to identify this, can I? I
No,
can take
you
a
can
wild
roll a
guess.
sanity check.
I figured I'd roll a sanity check, yes.
Me?
You too.
And fail it.
Why would you fail?
How do you keep failing? Your sanity's not bad.
Yeah, but my dice are.
We need different dice.
79 to 61.
22, I made it.
Failed,
Yeah.
My sanity was 85.
I'm used to this guy.
Different
I
dice.
rolled 90s.
You take 3 sanity damage.
Okay.
What do you do now?
Ooh, what? So,
I missed you this past week.
There was a... So there's like a supply closet and then an area behind everything?
So
or-
there's the door going into the medical area, and then there's the door that goes into the reception area, like behind the window.
Was this like in the middle of the room, or was it something behind the desk,
Towards-
reception area, or where was the main explosion from?
Do you have sort of an investigation or...
Yeah, well...
No, technically you saw me Wednesday.
Through a screen.
I mean,
Yeah.
Roll me investigation.
you are
Let's
always
do
welcome
that.
over here if you wish. I mean, like, this one's better. Help me.
95 out of
Yeah.
26. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah,
so
no,
you
you have no
set it up
clue.
weird.
Because it was just
Yeah.
splintered, but there's no shoes.
It's a month and then-
Whatever.
and then-
Okay, so I can't figure it out.
So the medical area proper will be where Tarn would probably be?
Yes.
I need to see if he's gotten out of here.
You go through the door.
Yes.
You go through the door, and you see a translucent gray-skinned being laying headless on the floor. Its head has been cut cleanly off.
Hey, look.
There's a smell
It's only
of
gray. It's not gray
fetid,
yet.
Translucent.
Yeah.
but it's still gray. So not quite there, but getting closer. A smell of fetid gases, the same I described as though someone had taken 50 pounds of meat, put it in a gas tank, and let it sit for a week. And Tarn is standing there and is wearing his full-on black velvet with red lining outfit and holding a crimson axe as Ellis is sobbing in a corner uncontrollably. Ah,
Someone
About time you
failed
got
their
here.
sanity check.
pardon?
Someone failed their sanity check.
Yeah, someone failed their sanity check as the receptionist got turned into a smear.
I think that's slightly bigger than a smear.
No, I got turned into the new paint job on the room.
Yes. Is Garjin reacting in any way to Tarn?
Garjin is staring at Tarn, but not doing anything.
So it turns out, right now, Tarn's on our side.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, as you can see,
What happened?
events are starting to happen.
We've noticed.
Tarn actually protected someone.
Tar protected himself.
Yeah, but Ellis Wade could have died first before Tarn killed the thing. But he didn't let that happen.
Don't let him fool you. If it had attacked Ellis first, he would have let it kill Ellis.
I'm legitimately just standing there, just dumbfounded.
So what happened? These things just came by to pick somebody
Something
up?
came in, and this is a terribly unsanitary thing to have in a room like this, and so I had to remove it.
Got it.
And I got my outfit ever so messy, so I figured I had to change it. And I happen to have these old things laying around.
Well, that's convenient.
Absolutely. Besides, I suspect that I will be leaving this place fairly shortly. And I always like to have something comfortable before I go somewhere new.
I see.
Can I help you?
That would be nice. Do you want to help us, really?
That depends on what you're asking for.
I know how to deal with this whole problem.
What
Sorry, you want to crash your ship?
Yeah.
are these
I was about to ask him.
things? I'm looking down at the.
They're called the Kratori, and they're interesting. So, an interesting part of cosmology. Ethivores are not, strictly speaking, the only beings that inhabit the wood between the world originally. You've met the flutes, of course, but there's also things that we call lesser Ethivores. These beings are more simple-minded and are created by Ethivores out of living beings, typically utilizing traumatic events and mind-altering magics to force them down to their most primitive state and then causing them to rely on the emotion that they most struggle with. The Stitcher is one of those. And it appears that she, in an effort to perfect herself, is trying to create lesser Ethivores of her own. Which is an interesting concept, to say the least, and I'm dreadfully curious. She's getting rather close.
Didn't we encounter the Stitcher back
Yes.
on...
Yes.
Yeah, we did. That's
No,
where
no.
that's where we got the mirror shard.
Yeah, back on...
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
where
yeah.
Taro. That's where like a lot of things started for Taro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we just need to end
How-
that critter.
It's also significantly easier for these lesser Ethivores to travel between worlds, and so greater Ethivores will create them and then try to use them as minions, heralds, the like. Unfortunately, lesser Ethivores are under no obligation to actually do what the greater Ethivore tells them to, so they can be a little unwieldy.
Meaning, I indicate to Garjin, who was.
Well,
There's no.
the Stitcher has a unique problem. She's not nearly as powerful as a regular Ethivore. Her abilities are limited. Usually, lesser Ethivores have a singular gift, something that relates to what their primal existence is about. And in this case, it's perfection. And so she can't simply warp a living creature. She doesn't have the ability. That's why she tries this. She can take the power and strength of several and stitch together the most perfect parts already. She's already halfway there. Viewing the rest is merely a matter of incredible power. Proximity to the Ethivore that originally created her, of course, helps, and is why she's been able to do what she's doing now.
Krator.
Yes.
So what would happen if we crash the ship? Would that would the Stitcher be able to just blink out to them to another world, or would there be a way
Well,
to trap her
Lesser
here
lesser
and be done with her?
Ethivores die when they die.
Okay. So we
Since
could,
they are created on a world, even though they're not bound to it, they're not properly bound to the wood between the world either. Meaning that when they die, they have no home to go to, and they simply cease to exist.
So if we crash the ship, we could get rid of the Stitcher.
I don't want to break open Kratori's prison.
What? Krator? It wouldn't really. It wouldn't do anything. They're all. I mean, Krator's is.
It was built
is
as a
stuck.
prison.
Yeah. Oh, you think that crashing
Is a
The
terrible idea, yes.
might open things up?
I would actually love to know what would happen. I'm rather curious now.
And now you've gotten him curious.
Would the explosion displace enough gas to free him? Or,
Or would it just burn?
or, in his weakened state, would the ship driving into him be enough to destroy him, and with the gas surrounding him and unable to escape, he would truly die?
Let me know if I get there in time to hear that question, in time to
You know
make
what?
a roll.
That
to see
sounds
if
like that sounds like a perfect time for you two to get there.
Yep.
First of all, you walk into the entry room and you see described gore. Roll me sanity checks. You've never seen a body quite that.
Horrifically maimed.
44.
I failed.
And something like
I'm at 16 now, so it's like it's hard to
You take 4 more points of sanity loss.
Cool.
which
Oh, well.
at this point is representing itself less and less as loss of sanity and more of,
That's 1/4
becoming a sociopath.
Awakening to the understanding of the universe.
Yes.
I don't like that wording.
I think once you get below 25 sanity, it's less going insane and more...
Coasting.
Yeah.
Well, going from 16 to 12 is a quarter.
Yeah.
25%.
And then I'm presuming you walk into the main room.
Yeah. And I would like to make a roll to see if I could determine what the most likely outcome of crashing the ship into a crater will be. See if I can answer this question.
You can roll physics if you would like, since it's a gas displacement question. Physics and actually it's a physics roll and an occult roll.
So 17 of 90 for the physics.
Okay. So extreme success.
47 of 62 for occult.
All right. So you definitely know enough physics to know that even with the way the gas is, you seem to be able to impart movement on it, and it slowly replaces itself. You would definitely create a hole in the gases by crashing the ship into its place.
Yeah.
The real question that...
But there was already a hole in the gas in the farm.
Yes, but it was a dome.
Oh, it was a
It
dome.
didn't go all the way out.
Okay.
This would definitely create a hole large enough to create a solid opening. You know enough occult to know that the planet doesn't have to be able to fit through the opening for the opening to be enough for Krator to start drawing power or the like. What you don't know is what it would be able to do with that and how much it would hurt it to have this ship crash into
What if
it.
we rammed it into an already existing opening?
Like,
Because we know how to get into Krator towards his heart. If we were to ram this ship into Krator's heart and the resulting explode, I'm assuming that we have some sort of fission drives
yes,
for engines, like the
you have fusion drives.
fusion drives. The resulting nuclear explosion inside Krator is what I'm curious as to what would happen.
You
I don't know if
want
that'd be
to back the ship into it and then malfunction.
I want to ram the ship so hard into it that the engines fail critically.
We're going to nuke an Eldritch God. We nuked a dragon already. Step up.
Yeah, we're stepping up.
Yeah.
So yeah, I will.
Is that
You
cabin
have
big enough?
heard legends.
Is that cabin big enough to fly the ship into? Where
No.
we're gonna. Oh, see, I was hoping to.
It'll become big enough,
But
though. Is the
yeah,
thing.
it is.
Well, I mean,
anytime there's a
we can just
hole,
take
there's
the
a weak
engines.
point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's already a
And
hole.
you know that the terrain is physical matter on top of it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you have heard of elder beings dying to potentially things like this. You've heard tales of elder beings that are actually terrified of what humanity has become, and that's part of the reason they want to come back and wipe out humanity.
So,
Right.
as I walk into the room, crashing the ship into Krator will create a hole in the gases big enough for Krator to theoretically pull power from. However, if we set the engine to go supercritical after impact and drive it into the hole
just
in the
land
surface,
the ship and blow it.
no, landing is not going to be nearly effective enough. We need to get it inside.
Yeah.
So if we crash the ship directly into one of the openings that we found previously, hopefully it'll bury itself in far enough so that when the engine goes supercritical, it'll just rip Krator apart.
Yeah.
Which would kill him.
Maybe.
No would.
Elder beings can die.
Very
Yeah,
few things can afford to have their atoms sublimated repeatedly from all directions. Even elder gods.
It's an intriguing question. One.
Do you want to try it?
We got nothing to lose, but I mean,
So
at this
here's
point,
here's
we
the,
really have,
here's the
we're at a
status
point.
as it stands.
Yeah.
The Stitcher currently has 2 active labs where it is working. We closed out. We sealed one off. There are 2 more. I don't know where they're at, but they're using the remaining members of this
Right.
crew
And we
to
should-
create a perfect Kratori. I point at the gray one on the ground.
Yeah.
When you can no longer see these things, they'll be perfect.
Like,
Or they're gonna be perfectly see-through, clear.
yeah.
Which means at that point it's too late. So we can either run around hoping to find the other 2 labs and sealing them off, and then
So let's
hoping
just-
to
yeah,
kill the
let's- so we'll
Stitcher,
just go to the bridge.
or we can take over the bridge and have somebody go tamper with the engines and set this ship to explode.
Yeah.
Do we have what we came to learn?
Yes.
We have the half of that.
Did we find the other half at any point?
We didn't find out to have the book. We have the knowledge that we came. The additional information in the book would have been useful,
Did we go through the two?
but we have
all
the
rooms
knowledge that we
were-
needed.
We had planned to go through the rooms of the.
We never found anything in the one room that we were going to look for, and who knows where if Lynn Reddick, even finding Lynn Reddick's room at this point, because she's probably moved because of the
all the.
reshifting.
We can always ask
You've
her
got a
when we get to the
registry.
bridge.
Do you have any idea
Well, we
as to
can- we can
where
always-
that
yeah, we can
other
always
half
do
of the
that.
book might be?
Well,
You're not sure?
Yeah. Well,
Well, I'll check the listings and see where her room is.
Like the only lead we've got is maybe it'll be in Lynn Reddick's room, and that's not a guarantee.
Well, let's just try that before on the way to the bridge, or whatever. Just
Where's Lynn
try
Reddick's
that.
room at? Is it on the way to the bridge?
No.
Or whatever. I mean,
Tarn, do you want to help crash a ship into an elder god and kill it? You don't have to stay here for the explosion, but
I'm ever so curious. Roll me a charm or persuasion or something.
9. We'll say that is persuade. So that's 9 out of 37.
You have tickled his fancy for watching things burn.
He told you he just wants to see the world burn, and you're literally suggesting
Object will burn a
burning
world.
a world that
I
is also
just
a
wanna
living
see
being.
well, we got assistance. Well, I'm gonna head over to Lynn's room while you guys go take over the bridge.
Yes, I suppose if we're all going to die, it doesn't really matter where you are on the ship
Exactly.
when he does so.
Do I think Do I think
At this point,
Let's just keep our
it is at this
comms
point
open.
that Ellis in the corner has regained enough of her sanity to hear what you guys are talking
yeah,
about.
that's what I was thinking.
do I think my mechanical repair ability would be enough to overload the engines?
It's not hard to make something explode.
Yeah.
And between your mechanical repair and my engineering, we can make it work.
Ellis is going to stand up. What are you talking about?
Put it asleep.
Are you just gonna shoot her?
Do you start pulling out a gun?
Yeah.
I reach to stop you.
No, I'm
Are you
walking over
even
to
reaching
her.
for it?
No, I'm just gonna knock her out.
As I see you walking over, I'll get between the two of them.
Okay.
What are
are
you
they
suggesting?
What?
What are they doing?
Well, we have to take care of some things here.
Just get out of here. I say saying to Duncan.
She's just what does she do here? She's a lab assistant.
She's a
or
doctor.
something? A doctor.
She's the other doctor. She's a fully fledged doctor.
But she knows we're going to the bridge now.
I mean, Duncan, you will take care of it.
What?
You will take care of it.
He will take care of one. Okay. I mean, there's enough, heavy drugs around here. We can just kind of.
Let you take care of it.
All right, fine, whatever. I'm gonna head off
Just-
to Lynn's room.
Okay, so you head out. You're going?
Gora, join me in the engineer. Join me in the engine room.
Join you in a minute.
I'm gonna head towards the engine room.
Dora?
I'm waiting to see what transpires here for a minute.
I have every confidence that if he doesn't do anything, Tarn will. So I'm not thinking of him.
Is Tarn already heading out of the room, or who's staying and who's leaving immediately?
You convinced Tarn, so Tarn's going to go with you.
Cool.
Which is also going to help in case you get waylaid on the way over there, because
Yes.
you have no other protection and you would die.
Yeah.
Go to Jim with you still.
Yeah, because Guardian's just kind of sitting there awkwardly right now.
Yeah.
Probably glaring down Tarn.
No, Tarn's falling on me.
Yeah,
So.
Yeah.
Tarn's walking
Yeah.
out.
Guardian takes his turn, but stays with you.
Because everyone else is going to the bridge, or
Gora is apparently sticking around.
Mhm.
But Tarn and I are heading to engineering.
This is a complete long shot. I really hope that the alternative here is just that I'm going crazy right now. But
You are. Didn't you know that? But I'm
is she? I assume she's kind of hyperventilating right now. How is
She's
looking?
actually reached the point of, like, everything is awful, that she's just staring at you with just a sort of unnerving calm of, I don't understand anything, but...
She's got 1,000-yard stare staring at
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and help her to take a seat, basically.
She refuses.
Probably doesn't help that Gora is standing like in the doorway wearing somebody else's skin with an eldritch mark on the chest.
I mean, it hardly looks human anymore.
Anymore.
Yeah, but she saw one of those things,
Yeah.
and she can figure out what you're wearing.
I'm wearing one of those things.
You're wearing a sweet set of abs. Is what you're wearing.
It's like Roman centurion armor.
Yeah. Except more fleshy.
How do I begin to explain? I wish I had Elring here. If you try to focus, try to...
Are you trying to untether this girl?
Yes.
She may not be untethered.
Remember,
He's going to try.
Might as well try. I mean, yeah. I mean, whatever.
I know it's a lot to ask, but if you can try to just clear your mind. Do you
Remember?
feel anything in the back of your mind?
What's your luck?
My luck is 7.
You rolled an 8.
Take 5?
I rolled a 5.
Have you had any dreams in your life of perhaps another life?
Make me a... What charisma-based rolls do you have to make?
Charisma-based rolls, I have charm, fast talk, persuade my
This
best
is
one.
definitely persuade.
These dice better not fail me.
Try it.
Well, I mean, you're using the wrong dice here. It's a hefty decision, so hefty dice.
That's a 77 of 95.
That works.
So what you're saying is you couldn't fail because you would have had enough luck to spend to bring it to a success regardless.
Yes, I just don't know if I need a harder success on this.
She looks at you. I still don't understand.
This
Do you feel that pull?
whole situation,
Right now.
Damn it.
there's a lot of things going on that the mind can't begin to comprehend. But
My solution was quicker.
This is Yee's Crucible
I know.
of Fire.
Anyway, I know.
may as well say it like this. I'm not entirely from this world, I suppose. I'm still human, as human as any of
From the
us.
same place Mr. Letter is, aren't you?
Yep. I mean,
From the same world.
You just heard us talking about the wood between the
From-
worlds.
The name of the planet was Gallimore, I think?
Yes.
From a world called Gallimore. I was a lot different there. A lot different in any of the worlds I go to. But in each one, I try to, with my companions here, to fix things that are broken.
Make
In
me
the
an
multiverse.
idea roll.
I fail it.
Would you make?
I rolled a 95.
Okay, so you failed it.
95 of 65.
He's going to have to make her realize that she has that tether. Gora's going to have to be the one to make her pull it.
Well, there's something different here. I don't understand how. I don't understand anything that thing talking about elder gods? Was what Mr. Letter said it was?
That's how they're best known.
But
They're called ethivores. They're they're strange beings that feed off of emotions. I'm not entirely sure what the one plaguing us is feeding off of, but there's a weaker one attempting to make the perfect being, I say, indicating down to the body.
Why are you crashing the ship?
How many people are on this ship?
203.
What was the original number?
202 now. The number you knew was
202 now?
She points at the doorway where you just came through.
Receptionist.
Oh.
Slaughtered.
You knew this place was having just over 750.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, when we got here.
There used to be many more on this ship.
Over 700.
And they just called for reinforcements
from
from
the
the
rest
rest of the fleet.
Yeah.
Just last week, there were over 700 people on this ship. It's, again, something the mind can't comprehend. Nobody's noticed that they're gone. How do you think that this ship has kept flying on a skeleton crew?
Then we're going to save them.
Yes.
I want to try. I don't know how.
You said crashing the ship will destroy this thing.
Yeah.
There's the rest of the fleet.
Yeah, we'll be saving the rest of the fleet by crashing this ship so it can't get out.
No. We have a shuttle capable of carrying hundreds of colonizers.
Yes.
The first step is convincing everyone to get out. Critical
Well-
engine failure, I suppose.
So that's what we're going to do.
Yes.
We're going to get them all on the shuttle. We're going to escape.
Stitchers that go with you.
And then you'll show me this
Yeah, that's the
thing.
problem.
As best as I can.
Alright. Let's go.
We need to get moving.
Alright, she takes your hand and begins pulling you quickly.
Alright. Hopefully we can have the authority to issue some kind of emergency medical alert if we can convince everyone that there's some deadly gas.
She walks over to the screen and pulls open something and hits a button, enters a code, and triggers the mass quarantine button.
That works too.
Overriding orders for everybody to convene on the shuttle. Unfortunately, this thing's going to know about it too. We need to get there to keep them safe. We need to help them get there.
Guardian can help keep anything out.
She looks at it. But no time. Let's go.
It's safety. That's all you need to know right now.
We need to get the main elevator shaft safe.
The main elevator shaft doesn't work.
Then people are going to have to climb.
Let's get moving then.
She's climbing.
All right,
Think you can
Gora,
pilot a shuttle well enough?
No.
Can you pretend very convincingly?
I can go head to the bridge, is what I can do. Because we still need to crash this
We
thing.
need to land it.
Right.
Or,
Can't be that hard. You just send us off in some random direction.
Not landing, crashing.
well, I mean, you can set the if it's fusion
We don't-
engines, you can set it off.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
I am setting this thing to a timer
Oh, getting out.
so that we crash the ship into it and the Sitcher can't stop it. Because if any of us die beforehand,
Oh,
it doesn't matter.
yeah.
And before I separate, I look at the don't prolong people's suffering. That is the height of cruelty.
My intent is to stop it. I'd start moving.
If you're given the choice, don't let people suffer.
All right. Let's meet our residents who are going to the Rosen room.
And who don't yet know its planets.
Nope.
So you run to the main elevator, open it up, and it's not working. The door has been jammed open, And if you look up, you see a ripped apart elevator pod.
Is there a ladder or something up
There's
here?
a ladder.
Okay, we're climbing.
Yep.
All right.
You begin climbing down 3 decks.
Okay.
At one point, it becomes climbing up. If you cross.
No. Everything is on the technically lower half of the ship. You get to the base, and there's the door in, which won't open unless the elevators there trigger it, or there's an emergency hatch.
Yeah, there should be an emergency hatch.
Yeah, you clear your emergency hatch, open
Okay.
the door, rush to the room, and halfway there, you see a half-dozen figures, which look to be bodies stitched together from improper body parts. There's one that's got an arm and that's a hand that's missing a finger. There's a head that's gone partially bald. And throughout these, the bodies of children have been stitched in, assumingly unfinished and unusable for other things. There's half a dozen of them, and it looks like the majority of people have locked themselves in their rooms, and they're wandering the hallways trying to break down doors. Everybody, both of you roll me sanity rolls.
46 of 65.
21 of 46.
Alright. Despite the imperfection of the bodies, they've still been stitched together perfectly. Every limb is, you can't even tell where the stitching is aside from the change of skin tone or oddity of size.
And they're in our way?
Yes. What you doing? What are you doing?
Use
Use your words. Use your words.
Making obscene gestures at them.
Do you bite your thumb at me? I want to use vines to, I guess, push them aside. Try to
Into the
restrain them.
walls?
Yes.
Alright, this is a big ask.
Yes, it
Making a
is.
power roll.
Okay. Okay, 62 of
And what's your
85.
health at?
Health is at 9. Right
Take 5 points of damage.
All right.
As you don't just prick yourself, you stab your ring into your hand,
That's
and it
fine.
continues to draw blood as these strawberry plants creep up, wrapping themselves around these stitched creatures and pinning them up against the wall. What?
I was trying to find my artwork. There it is. I shank. They shank.
They're struggling against it. They can't move, but they're by no means incapacitated. This will hold for a while, but as your blood as you stop draining blood into it, they begin pushing against. You don't know how long you have.
That's
Run.
when quarantine.
Going to parents.
You rush. The door is locked down. Presumably there was panic happening when, dead things started walking about.
I knock.
Yes, knock. As opposed to the banging the undead things have been
Yeah,
doing.
shut up.
You hear nothing.
It's me. Could you guys please open the door?
The door opens quickly. Hurry inside! What is... Your mother looks horrified as she sees the vines that are wrapped up. What's going on?
Lots of explaining. Let's get in.
No, how about we go back with the others?
Oh, go with the others?
Suddenly you get a quarantine alert.
Okay.
Mass quarantine. Everybody please head to the colonization shuttle.
Okay. Are there other people in these rooms?
Oh, yes.
Yes, all the rooms are.
Are the things being restrained for now?
Yes.
Okay, Sandra's gonna start knocking on the door. Say,
I
it's
will.
me, it's Sandra, I'm not gonna hurt you. They are restrained, please get out now.
Make me charm to convince them that you are...
I will help with that.
Not a zombie.
Not a zombie. Hi, it's not a zombie.
Teletubbies?
That's 81 of 75, I'm gonna spend some luck.
Alright.
Someone sounds like a zombie today.
I have no chance.
And-
You have a
Spinning.
15% chance.
Okay.
Nope.
15.
They don't trust you.
96.
I
But,
spent luck to get me down to 74 out of 75.
Alright, they don't believe you, but they seem to believe Sandra, and she begins pulling people
You only have to
together.
get to 75.
What?
So you only have to get to 75. You only have to get to 75.
Yeah.
So you said you spent luck to get down to 74.
75.
Yeah, but I just wanted a little.
Alright.
I have a lot of luck, okay?
You've got people in the hallways. When you hear you've got pretty much the entire deck ready to go to the elevator. When you get there, you hear a thud. You see a purple-skinned being emerging from the doorway into the hallway.
Kyle, get them out now.
I do so.
How are you doing so?
Well, is it the only way? Is that the only way out? Or?
There is a secondary elevator that'll get you up a couple of decks, and you can take that to the main back to the main elevator shaft.
Take them there.
People gladly move away from this being. What are you doing, Sandra?
I mean, Kyle could just, like, magic it away, but... Then you have
Oh,
to...
that's right. Kyle has magic now.
Yeah.
I totally forgot this.
Well, the people being moved are going to need some magic to protect them, so...
Yeah.
So-
More health left.
It'd be better to just try to.
You can just kill
No.
yourself.
No.
It'll save you the trouble.
You have a few seconds to make this decision.
Yeah, if your magic kills you and Ethelward didn't do it, theoretically.
Kyle, go. Get them. Keep them safe and get them there. All of them.
The minute you're dead, Kyle just starts eating them. He was a cannibal all along.
You Shia LaBeouf.
All right,
Actual cannibal
No.
Shia LaBeouf. Yeah.
you begin running. What are you doing to stop this thing from pursuing?
One more use of the ring.
I'm gonna try
What
again.
issue? Oh.
Make me a power check.
She's offering herself as a sacrifice. That's how she slows it down.
29 of 85. Yes, she is.
Hard success. Oh, and only 1 point of damage from this.
Okay.
29 of 85 is a hard success. So, first round. Wow, that was an awful roll.
Good.
The strawberries begin wrapping themselves around this being, and it gets pinned down as it's trying to rip its way out. But it's eldritch magic against eldritch magic, and yours at the moment is stronger.
Someone's a servant of Yai, boy. Someone's a servant of Yai,
Thankfully, it
Lord.
seems that these beings are weak to the machinations of plants.
Wonderful.
Someone's a servant of Yai.
Shut up.
You have a moment. What are you doing?
Punch it, punch it.
Is it? I still have burning shears on me.
Yeah, punch it with a ring.
Read previous statement regarding sharp things not working.
Can I try that again and try to make a vine go through its chest?
You can. Another power roll.
This is where you die.
26
Welcome to die,
of
Chandra.
85.
26. All right.
That is okay. This is the kind of way she would go down.
So there's good news and bad news.
Uh-huh.
The good news, you see the vines pressing in and pressing into the thing, fighting back, and then one of them breaches through the thing's throat. The moment there's a breach, you hear a hissing of gas, and the thing enters. It seems once something has gotten inside one of these beings, destroying it isn't complicated, as it collapses and begins being shredded apart from the inside, and blood and strawberry juice begin pouring out of various parts of
Which
this thing's
is
body.
which?
This is what you see as you black out, as you took exactly 3 damage from this.
All right.
So you go to 0 and gain a major wound. You're not dead, you're just unconscious.
Your major wound is blood loss. You're anemic.
Where do I
Mark major
put my
wounds right
major
here.
wounds?
Right there. Just mark off major wound. If you go to if you regain conscious and go back to 0, you die. Or if somebody stabs you while you're unconscious, you're dead.
Wait, if I regain consciousness?
If you
and go
regain
back?
consciousness and go back to 0, you die. So long as you have a major wound.
Oh, okay.
Or if somebody comes along and stabs you while you're unconscious in the major wound, you die.
One of these things tries to, eat me.
You know, one of them gets loose from the vines while you're
Yeah,
unconscious.
basically.
All right, Kyle, you lead people to the secondary elevator?
Yep.
You reach the elevator. You begin ushering people up into it.
Yeah.
Only so many people can fit into an elevator at a time. So the elderly and children get in, and the other people begin climbing.
Fitting sacrifices.
Are you going ahead of the elevator, staying behind, or are you in the middle of this group? It's like 100 people.
It was
Literally half the ship.
Yeah.
it was fairly clear when we came. We're
You're going a
with
different way.
ways, so we won't know.
You got no idea what's there.
And
Also, it was clear the way down until one of the things followed you.
yeah, I think I'll go up and hopefully nothing else comes up. And
You're going up first?
yeah.
Alright, you going up in the pod, or are you standing on top of it? Or taking the ladder?
Stand on top of it, but and you rise like, ha! I'm ahead of them until it gets to the door and you realize you're above them. And it's like, fuck, I didn't think this through.
I'll take the ladder.
Take the ladder? Alright. You begin climbing up the ladder quickly ahead of the pod. As it goes up, and you reach the door, activate the hatch, and open it, and there's a dozen more of these stitched monstrosities there.
They're at the door.
They are, they're in the hallway. They're meandering about. You are currently a level above the science lab on the recreation lab. Or on the recreation level.
Oh, stop them one level earlier and get off at the science lab where the crazy people are.
Would it still be clear though?
I don't know.
Gore's gonna have to carve her way to the bridge. Were you headed to the bridge?
No, he's headed to Lynn Redding's room.
He's trying to find that other book.
Would there be another way from there, from one floor lower than that, or?
Theoretically, if you want to slam the door and try to get out.
Wait, what do you mean?
Theoretically, yes, there are different ways.
Okay. Yeah, seeing that, we're gonna try to avoid them.
All right, you close the door right as they're
If all else fails,
approaching,
we
and
can
you
just go
begin
supernova in
hearing
space.
slamming
What?
noises
If all else
as
fails, we can just go supernova in space.
bodies
I
are
mean, yeah,
smashing
like, it won't
into
hurt
this
Krator,
door.
but
Mm.
we'll,
You can go a level down
Yeah.
It'll give her
Alright.
a stitcher.
Yeah.
You go a level
That's
down.
why, again, that's why I'm saying on a timer.
to the
And
science
it'll
lab
leave, it'll leave Krator in a prison. So.
and open the door. At this point, I think we're going to cut over to Duncan.
Okay, just moving down the hall.
Are you climbing down the ladder of the elevator shaft?
Yeah, going.
Fortunately, Gore has the magic knife,
All right.
so she can carve her way there.
You
And good armor.
climb down several decks, and as you come out, you
what are you
see
gonna do when
a
you get down
bunch
there
of
and, like, half the ship's already dead?
stitched together creatures. One of them has just ripped its way out of a group of plants. There is a being that's covered in red liquid amid a mass of vines, and an unconscious Sandra on the floor in front of you.
Okay, there are things. Okay, how many of these things are being able to get out of the?
One of them just broke out, and there's 5 more
So
that are
just-
breaking out.
Okay, just shoot the first one.
Sure, roll me a shooting it check.
A shoe sting. 55 out of 59.
Alright. It will try to dodge.
So it has to.
It's very bad at dodging.
Yes,
Roll
it's like-
damage.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, what was the damage? Oh, this is the.
And pasted along the wall.
You've got a railer pistol,
Yeah, the
I
railer.
believe.
Well, it was the or the one that had on the surface. That was the.
You got
Yeah,
the
no,
you
it was
got
two-
the rail pack because you're in charge of
rail
security.
pack. Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, so
I forgot how many of that was. I didn't like. What was that? 2d10 plus 4.
it was 3d10.
3d10. Okay.
Just straight 3d10.
Okay.
I don't know if my knife does more or different damage because I haven't used it in combat since it got modified.
Yeah. No, don't worry. You'll get a chance to find out.
Okay. 3d10s. 20 points damage.
The shot explodes this thing, and there's a resounding sonic boom.
What's happening?
Okay.
2 more of them rip their
Duncan
way
got
out
to your
and
level.
begin shambling towards
Ah.
Just keep shooting from.
you. All right, roll me another shot.
Has he gotten to me?
He's in the same room as you.
He's currently gunning down things, trying to move for your lifeless body.
Ah, I
53 out of
appreciate that.
55.
more because they're trying to move for his also life
It
full body.
fails to dodge.
Okay. Same roll, 20.
All right,
Still chaotic.
you
Go.
blow it up as the other one
Are you sure?
bum rushes you.
Yeah.
He was about to just gun that girl down.
So,
Very chaotic.
I'm pretty certain he's chaotic neutral, if anything.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
bother rolling a brawl roll because this thing just rolled a literal 100.
Haha, trips over itself.
it explodes.
It trips over and falls down the elevator shaft.
What?
Bye-bye. Shoot the next one. It's.
I mean, I
As
feel
that
like
happens,
killing someone to prevent them from being tormented by eldritch beings is still sort of chaotic good.
all four,
Except you know that wasn't
all
the
four of the
objective.
rest break.
I mean, that
free.
would have been Gore's objective.
Or,
Yeah,
all,
but
the other
not-
three all break free.
Duncan's
What do you
like,
line up a
she knows we're
shot
going to the
and
bridge
just
now.
Try to,
Gotta kill her.
Try to get 2 of them.
Roll me a
Or
shot.
whatever.
That's like evil.
Ooh, missed. 91.
That's why Gore said, don't prolong people's suffering. Just finish
55. 59.
Got it,
9.
59. Okay, yeah. So
Not
Alright.
a problem.
you fire again, and your luck seems to be running short as you miss the thing. All three of them charge at you. The first one rolls roll brawl to see if you brawling or dodging.
Brawl.
We call it big old
Okay.
NMP.
It rushes at you and flails an arm.
43 out of 94.
All right. What are you blocking with?
Your baton.
Yeah, I've got the gun in my hand, so
You can't walk with the gun.
this stun baton.
I parry with my gun. That's not how that works.
It's a rifle.
It's a rifle.
Oh, it's
so
a rifle?
I can do that. I
Yeah.
mean,
So you
but
parry
I
a slide with.
because that's what I got in my hand.
Yeah, you
Yes,
parry a
so-
slide with the shaft, and
Good.
the next one
Sorry, that was
swings
the
at you.
first thing
Roll
that
another
came to
brawl
my
check.
mind.
31 out of 94.
You push it to the side with your foot as it comes at you as well, and the last one swings. Roll me another one.
68 out of 94.
This one you are unable to stop. You push one to the side with the gun, kick the other one back, and the thing at your exposed flank leans in and hits you for 6 points of damage as you feel a rib crack.
Ooh. Okay, let's see. 6.
Your
All
turn
right.
again.
Let's. I guess maneuver a shot against that one that just hit me. I guess.
Sure. You gonna shoot it or try to hit
I'm
it?
gonna
Abel was playing Deadlands.
Am I basically faster with hand-to-hand combat essentially?
I mean, your roll's higher than your shooting, right?
It is higher. I just okay.
Choose them.
Okay, I'll just.
Are the bullets having a real impact?
Well,
Yeah, they're killing
yeah.
them.
I mean,
The bullets are killing them.
I've been scoring 20 hit points on them, and they've been dying, pretty badly. I just don't know if I can. My unarmed attack is
Advancements of human
1d3
technology.
plus 4. So
You've also got your
I-
baton.
Yeah, I've also got the baton.
Wait, don't you get a
Oh.
damage bonus for being big?
That is
yeah,
what that is.
that's the plus 4. So I can almost get them hand to hand. But if I go to the baton, yeah, I think I can probably just because that takes brawl, right?
Yeah.
I'll just do that. Since they're on me, I'll just do the baton.
You've got to shoot.
You've got to shoot.
100.
Oh, roll a 100, did you? Alright, so you grab your baton.
Oh, no.
This is what happens
I
when you
grabbed the
try
wrong
to not
side.
shoot somebody.
It would have been worse with the gun, let me tell you.
You just shot your leg off.
No, on 100, the railer explodes.
Okay.
Or you shoot a hole in the wall
So
that
you
sucks
grab
everything
it,
out into the vacuum
and
space.
as you
And
pull it out
Objective
and swing it,
accomplished.
one of the creatures smashes it and causes
No, a
the
hole that
battery
small
to
would not
discharge and
destroy the
explode
air
in your
that
hand.
No.
Okay.
You take 2 points of electric damage as you feel a
Okay.
jolt go up your arm. They then all swing at you again.
I think people were talking about whatever that sci-fi
Roll
show
me
is
brawl.
popular right now.
The Expanse.
The Expanse. They plug a hole in the side of a ship with like a clipboard.
Yeah.
Like that's actually a thing.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I just started watching that.
I haven't watched it. I'm probably not going
I
to.
feel like that would break the clipboard.
21.
It creates a vacuum seal. The vacuum
Uh,
pressure is not that hard.
Like
You
the smaller the hole is, the less pressure it can pull.
So you still got the raw baton in your hand. It just is no longer stunned, and you smack down an arm with it. Roll me a second brawl check as the other one
I mostly
tries to
haven't
body
watched it
slam
just
you.
because the Discord, the fans of the show have
15.
turned me off the show.
Wow.
didn't
You
know
grab
it was
this
like a
thing's
big
arm
deal.
and pull it to the side. The last one
Yeah.
swings, but it misses as you're moving to the side with this other one.
And it's
Your
only
turn
the
again.
fans of the show are like,
Okay.
oh, it's the most accurate sci-fi show in the world. It does all the science right. They have
47,
actual science people
95.
consultants on
47,
site that
95?
make sure all their science is correct or as correct as
You hit it.
possible.
Roll me damage.
And I'm like, cool. Is it good?
And
I don't give a shit if the science is correct. I want to know if it's
5
good.
points of damage.
5 points of damage.
Yeah.
Minimum damage.
Yeah.
Nice. You hear a cracking of a skull. Thankfully, these are very sturdy and it falls.
Justify previous help moves.
The other two attack you. We'll be
information.
brawling.
That's why I always and
Okay.
they've been doing
75 out of 94.
Watching
Alright,
the
you
Expanse
parry
has
the
made
first
me
one,
hate watching
and roll me
other
another brawling
sci-fi
check.
shows 'cause I can't stand how inaccurate they are.
Yuck.
All right.
That
The thing
kind of
smashes
dialogue
you.
is
The
the thing
same
that's like
one
terrible.
smashes you with its arm. You take another. What's
I'm
your
like-
life at?
I like Star Wars because when something breaks, they rip out cords and it
Okay.
magically works.
You go to 0
Okay.
and gain a major wound.
Sometimes accuracy is fun. Sometimes you want fantasy sci-fi.
Yeah, because Star Wars doesn't give a shit
All
about
right.
accuracy. It's like, yeah, it works. You roll high.
All
enough,
right.
it
So
works.
you went down, right on top of her who went down.
Yep.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh, hey, are you both about to get eaten by things?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, they'll go for him first. I have a little more
Did you have a
time.
major wound?
Yes.
Oh, you're already dead.
You had a major
No,
wound.
no, I did not.
Oh, you
have
do?
it.
Okay.
Because that got
No,
cured by
no.
Tarn.
You do now.
Yeah, because
Okay.
Taran cured it. You get struck in the head and you get concussed. And we will resume this in just one moment. We're going to take a brief 5-minute break.
Sweet.
In other words, you're gonna go pee.
Break time. Empty your bladders and get your drinks.
Whatever.
Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna be dead in a few minutes.
And we're back.
Let's hope the ship explodes
Guess
before
I'm
Untethered
starving.
eats you.
You're not even up there yet.
I mean, Untethered doesn't have Untethered can just kill you. It's if it devours you, then you're gone.
Well, yeah, but it devours you by killing you. That's what we determined.
Yeah.
You're not sure the exact of how exact nature of how it worked, but you'd rather not find out.
Yeah.
There's also that.
But it does seem like there's a possibility that you can just be killed and not devoured. Also, these things are Kritori, not Untethered.
I mean, two steps down far enough away?
That's a good question.
Yeah, that's the question.
What part of the org chart has the benefit of being able to murder Untethered?
Like, we're pretty certain one step down can still murder Untethered. Can 2 steps down murder Untethered?
Also, at what point does this thing stop from being 2 steps down to 1 step down?
Yeah, that's also that.
But it's not a clear one, so you're okay.
Well, I'm pretty certain the clear one is probably not 2 steps down anymore.
All right, Rudy,
Yes.
you're helping them.
Okay.
You're unconscious. You're unconscious. You're going to the engineering
With Tar.
with Tarn. Where are you going?
The bridge.
And where are you going?
Probably to help evacuate some folks.
All right, where are you going to go to evacuate?
So I did go to the thing with
Sorry, I'm thinking of something. Go ahead.
yes,
Keep going.
He
but-
ends up on the same level, gets knocked
so I
unconscious with a
know
pile
where
of
the
3.
level
No.
of her parents are, right?
Yes.
Keep adding to.
I'm just gonna kind of assume she went there. I'll try to find, just go to another main deck.
It's the one below it is the other main deck.
I'll do that.
All right. You go to the elevator shaft.
There's a line from If the Emperor Had Text-to-Speech Device, one of the
Um,
episodes. Is
I also
Hey,
want to
Clancy,
check
what are you
the
doing
keep
up here
an
on the
eye on the
bridge? Oh,
crew
you know.
registry as we go.
crashing the ship.
Okay. The crew registry is staying solid currently.
Okay then.
That means people are dying, not being stitched.
Yeah.
Oh.
As you're halfway down the elevator shaft, you hear the crack and sonic boom of a railer going off.
Huh.
Nah, not worth investigating.
Let's see how many people we can get piled in this hallway.
Exactly, like I said, just add more to the pile.
One person's gonna come down at a time.
Then when we
If
get
there's
back to the
something
way
that's
between the
getting
worlds,
shot
we can
here,
explain to you
I
exactly
don't
how
think
much
I
you
stand
failed.
much of a chance against it. I want to get to this other deck and see what I can help with.
Roll me listen.
I don't think I stand much chance against things being shot. Well then, look, I have good news. Because they're
You're-
everywhere.
Also, Garjan is...
Guardian's with you.
Garjan's with you.
Oh, Guardian's with us?
Yes.
Yeah, with you.
Oh, then I'll go ahead and go to that deck then.
Guardian, kill!
Yeah.
Guardian kill.
Yeah, you don't need to fight. You have one of these things.
You
They,
have a kill bot.
they kill Guardian. And then add you to the pile.
Alright, you go down quickly. You hear the bang go up a couple more times, and then you hear a small pop and a pop and explosion. Some thuds, and as you jump down to the room, you just see your friend Duncan getting slammed to the floor. Garjan,
On
seeing
top of Sandra.
these abominations, runs in,
And dies.
grabs one of the remaining stitched,
I just really want the thing like...
picks it up, swings it
Eats
at the
another
other
one.
two.
Yes.
I just really want that scene of like Guardian runs in and just immediately gets shit stomped.
Exploding all three to a pile of viscera. Roll me a sanity check after witnessing a display of utter violence.
15, I'm fine.
Okay. You've seen weirder stuff.
Today.
Ellis seems like she's a little freaked out, but is glad that she's on this side of that thing and not the other side. There's two unconscious peeps on the floor. Ellis immediately is going to run over and perform first aid on Duncan, because he's closer.
I'm gonna run for Sandra and try to do the same.
She rolled really highly, but thankfully she's literally a doctor. Her first aid is really high.
I don't have as much first aid, admittedly. Wherever my first aid is.
Wow.
Love history. To the left of the
You
cult.
regained 3 hit points, which is enough to make you conscious again, Duncan.
3? Okay.
I actually have a lot of first aid.
Yeah, second column.
What'd you roll?
I have 94 first aid.
You have 16
Well,
first aid.
I rolled a 41
Of?
out of 36,
To the right.
and I have 7
To
luck.
the right.
So you're gonna spend 5 of it?
Yup.
69 is
To go down to a luck of 2.
looking at computer use.
I've been using it very well.
Roll me a d3 to determine how many hit points she gains back. So it's
D3?
worth noting that if you go to 1 or 2, you do not regain consciousness. You have to go to 3.
If I roll a 1, can I use my 2 luck points?
Yeah, no.
That's a 3.
Yay.
You both come to consciousness around the same time. You're looking up at Dr. Wei, and you're looking up at Yi. So you notice as you're performing this first aid, nothing hit her. She's just lost a lot of blood from no obvious source.
The
You
ring?
also see a lot of plants.
The ring?
Yeah, I killed. There's this purple thing. And
Yeah,
did
you see the purple.
did
You see
Kyle
it
get the
sta-
civilians out?
I'm
Parents.
not
Get them.
sure. We need to get to the other deck
There were
and
like
get them
100
out.
of them. I was trying to fight these off while he got them out.
Let's get to the other deck and try to see how many of them we can help. We'll go get them out, and we'll meet up with Kyle at the ship.
Roll me...
Okay.
Since you're all here, all of you can roll me... Spot. Can roll me listen, actually. I think it's going to be listen. Yeah.
Listen for the alarm klaxon, signaling the engine going to explode soon. Actually, no, I'm going to try to disable that. I don't want to let the Stitcher know that we're going to blow up the ship.
8 of 39.
Yeah, no, 67 of 25.
Unlike Quarantine Lady, I'm trying to do this without the Stitcher, without giving the Stitcher a chance to get off the ship.
As everything is completely silent for a moment, there's still some movement going on somewhere on this deck.
On this deck,
Yeah, you hear something moving.
I try to run towards it if I can.
Yeah, it's another creature.
Behind one of the closed doors. You run towards the door.
Yeah.
Duncan,
Yeah.
he's running over to Lynn Reddick's room.
There's something
Oh.
moving in here.
Okay, let's rinse through. I'm gonna open it.
Guardian, can you open this?
Garjan grabs and yanks open. Solace spins around and looks at you.
Solace.
What are you doing here?
Trying to find the secrets. Whatever they're here for is something special. They don't just jump across worlds to torment people.
Yes,
I'm
it's
gonna
the same
do-
thing we've been looking for. Let's
Yeah,
search.
It's a notebook. We need to-
I've already
we need
looked
to
through.
find
The
it.
place is ransacked. There's nothing here.
There's nothing here.
Not a book of some strange description? Or half of one?
No.
Wait, did we determine Solace was a...
I don't remember offhand.
Solace is sort of untethered. Solace is a bit of a weird case. But yes, multiversal at the very least.
I didn't know we had determined that.
It may have been when you weren't here.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was a week we were here. Yeah, Kyle spoke with her at length and determined that she had some sort of weird ability. She was also able to recognize that you were untethered
Okay.
just by looking at you.
And she described pilot.
Yes, and she knew things. All right.
I'm not sure where else to look. Any ideas? I'm asking Duncan.
The next world, I guess.
There's got to be the other half of that book here somehow.
It's more important to save the people here.
Yes. Let's go ahead and move to that other deck. I
Yeah, we gotta do
start
that.
moving.
We never actually looked through Wynn's.
We
Yeah, we
looked
did.
through Wynn's room.
I
He
was
went
there.
through Wynn's
Did you?
room, but
Yes.
all of his stuff had been gone through by
Yeah.
his sister at that point because it
Yeah.
had been several days of quarantine and she inherited his stuff because no next of kin. You caught Card breaking into it
Yeah, and killed him.
and killed him before he could find anything, but you didn't stick around to look. So you
Okay.
left.
That I didn't realize.
All right. So
Yeah,
the
I
three
went back.
the three of you as a group are going to go down to the next level and get people.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to our friends who are headed to engineering.
Friends, you mean me and Tarn?
Yes, Tarn is a good friend. Tarn begins walking calmly but quickly to the main elevator shaft.
Me too. That's no use in me running.
Yes. Swings himself up on the ladder and begins climbing up it.
I'll run after.
So, what are your plans after this?
Multiversally or just in the meantime?
Well, presumably multiversally, unless you intend on surviving the explosion.
Oh no, I intend to be right in the heart of it when it goes off.
Excellent.
I'm interested to find out exactly how much of it I'll retain. Actually, sort of see like when the cutoff point of consciousness is right before death.
You haven't died yet, have you?
No, I've not.
An invigorating experience. You'll have to tell me all about it.
I'm sure I will. If ever given the opportunity, I will gladly share the experience with you.
In one way or another.
That's why it was worded that way.
He began climbing up. He looks at the elevator pod and the dead thing.
Well, no, as far as we're going, as far as multiversally, we're just going to try to figure out a way to kill them more efficiently.
Yes. Most interesting. You've discovered a way to, capture a weak one.
Yeah, I don't see if there's any harm in telling him this because he probably already knows. But, also I have 12 sanity and I'm just chatty.
Turns out the less sane you get, the more willing you are to talk to Tarn.
Yeah. The gas surrounding it is a captive thing. It keeps them not docile, it keeps them trapped in stasis.
Interesting.
I don't know how to make it yet, though, but,
Well, things you'll have to learn. Of course, you'll probably have to weaken the thing first. I don't imagine it'll just let you do it.
Well, it sort of has a weakening effect on its own, but yeah, you have to weaken more. Or apply it and then weaken, I imagine could probably also work. The trick is making it.
Yes, well, I'm sure once you learn that secret, you'll be unstoppable.
No. There's always something more dangerous out there.
Isn't there just?
Like you, for instance.
You reach the engineering deck. Shall we go in with pizzazz, incite some terror, or are we doing this the boring way?
Check and see who's on the engineering staff, if anybody left.
There's a good 30 people who are on the staff, and it should be about 15 of them on duty right now.
The quarantine has already gone into effect?
The quarantine thing has been mentioned, but evacuation might be difficult given that the elevators aren't working.
Yeah. It's not going to be useful if they try to fight us and stop us from setting the engines off. So let's encourage them to head to quarantine as the alert indicated.
Only persuasion to convince Tarn not to perform a massacre.
A massacre is Tarn's way of convincing them to go to...
Yes!
30 of 37.
Make an example of one of them and the rest will flee.
Very well.
Come, Tarn. I know very well that you can be utterly persuasive without using your axe.
Yes, but is it as fun? He says as he grabs the door one-handed
Think
and
of it-
pulls it open.
Think of it as eviscerating the mind rather than the body.
And the unfortunate engineer who was right next to the door who heard that...
Oh, yeah.
Everyone looks as Dr. Letter is standing there in black and red velvet with an axe. And he's ripped open the door one-handed. A feat which would require an amazing amount of strength.
So, where's the engineering team on the hierarchy of the sciences?
They are separate fields.
They're separate.
Yeah, they're completely
so they're
separate.
What's your last name?
What?
What's your last name, or do you not have one?
Alan.
Alan. So, and then there's Dr. Alan and I just standing there looking crazy next to Tarn.
Not looking crazy, I'm looking perfectly sane.
Being crazy.
I look perfectly sane. That's the craziest part.
You
I
never
feel like
look.
I doubt
I think everyone just knows you look crazy, and that's why you look. Quote,
And I feel like
sane.
proximity to Tarn makes you look less sane.
Especially after what I just said. So
In fact,
who's
you're
the,
just nonchalantly
who's
sitting next to
the,
Jackson.
who's the head of engineering?
You haven't checked the logs recently. You're not sure. At the
I just
moment.
checked it a second ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
A woman named Barbara.
Higher rank, lower rank,
She's lieutenant commander as well.
lieutenant commander.
Barbara
So,
Weissman.
so yeah, as the door opens, just completely ignoring Tarn, like functionally ignoring Tarn, as in not reacting to his outfit or apparel or gear. Barbara, what?
Weissman.
Barbara Weissman. Where's Lieutenant Commander Weissman? We need to initiate evacuation procedures.
Mr. Dr. Letter, what are you... Why do you...
Because.
How...
Have none of you ever seen Dr. Letter's recreational gear before? I am again playing it off as completely normal, and they should feel ashamed for reacting
Roll me
this way.
fast talk.
You are gaslighting the entire
Oh yeah,
engineering team.
absolutely, and that's a 3 of 12.
I never seen outside of
Come on,
By
people,
the
move it. We have a
generator.
quarantine. We need to get off the ship.
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
Yes, sir. Why are we quarantining in the colonization ship and not the medical bay?
Medical Bay is the source of the outbreak.
Understood.
So obviously you wouldn't quarantine there.
They rush for the door. As they reach it, you hear a thunk, and behind you has fallen another one of these beings. This one has got an almost perfectly translucent, but it's got a slight grayish tinge to it. Tarn turns around and looks at it.
Look at Tarn. There's your recreation.
The thing tries to swing at you, and Tarn intercepts and grabs his arm. Normally I wouldn't object so much, but he did promise to eviscerate the entire planet below. As he pulls the thing in and jabs his axe into it, causing it to, again, have that hissing sound and the scent, and then he reaches his arm in, shoves it up. There's no mouth off it, like a puppet.
So while he's doing that, I turn to the engineering crew. You have now seen the source of the quarantine procedures. Have none of you ever seen the Aliens movie? Let's go!
People begin evacuating very quickly as this thing starts flailing wildly, and Tarn is trying to figure out how to best operate it as a meat puppet.
I was just like over my shoulder. If you cut a mouth, the internals are still, flat.
Yes, but it doesn't have a jawbone properly anymore. It just doesn't have the emotions. It'll be unrealistic.
Do it like a puppet. Just go vertical lines.
I suppose. He slices the thing's mouth open, and you can actually see the inside of his hand as the thing moves.
Look over at the no doubt horrified Lieutenant Commander Weissman. Get your people to the evacuation.
They're not moving slowly currently.
Yeah. And don't try to engage any of these things. I'm gonna let that go as they
didn't stop long enough to acknowledge that you said
That's
anything.
fine. I don't care. Just carrying on as if everything's normal. Once the engineering is clear, look over at Tarn. See, you got to eviscerate a body and their minds. 2 for 1. Sometimes subtlety works.
Yes. Unfortunately, these things are so unsatisfying to puppet, he says, pulling his arm out. It remains oddly free of blood and viscera, despite the thing that dropped off it and falls down the elevator shaft.
Well, you can come help me with this. I want to set... So I need to do a couple things. I need to estimate how long it'll take for the colony shuttle to get filled and disembark. Estimate how long it'll take for us to ram this ship into the planet, and then set the ship to explode for the point of
Make an idea roll.
for like a few seconds after impact rather than immediately on impact. 19 of 85.
19. You know enough physics to set physical parameters so that upon massive deceleration.
Though I want to have it on a timer rather than physical parameters because I want it to go off no matter what.
Yeah.
In case the Stitcher is able to stop us.
Okay.
That's why I want to estimate the relative time frames and then set for like a half a minute after.
So you want to hit, sit for a while, and then explode.
Yeah, I want it to hit, give it long enough that it'll bury itself as far as it's going to go, and 30 seconds should be more than enough for it to bury itself as far as it's going to go.
Once the bridge is commandeered, you figure it should be fine. Like, once the bridge is commandeered, getting the thing down there is going to take a matter of, 2 minutes.
Okay. So
Because you are literally traveling at... This thing can move at 0.8 times the speed of light.
yeah.
Full acceleration into a planet. No, I gotta take that one.
Okay, so I will estimate however long I think it'll take to come into the bridge. However long I think it'll take to get everybody onto the shuttle and get off. And then 2.5 minutes after that point.
Okay. So you set a timer at 20 minutes.
Something like that, yeah.
Okay.
And then I'll make...
Self-destruct in 20.
well, no, and I'm intentionally keeping the klaxon from going off. I don't want...
Make me an engineering
Yeah,
roll.
I
to
don't
see how
want the-
precisely you can do this.
4.
Very precisely. All right.
56. I want to... I want to make sure that... I understand that the quarantine alert has already gone out, so the Stitcher's going to know we're trying to evacuate the ship. I want to make sure the Stitcher doesn't know we're going to be blowing up the ship. So that's why I'm keeping the klaxon from going off.
I
And I
gotcha.
want to keep any alerts of that level from going out. Then I'm going to call Graza. Gora. Why are all your orc females named G something?
They're not.
It's
They
also
should
just a
go
nice
There's
orcish
just
guttural
Gora and
sound.
Graza.
Yeah.
Well, no, there's Gora, Graza, and
Gashkar was a
Gashkar.
version of Graza.
Yeah. Anyways. But yeah, I'm calling Gora.
Alright. Gora, you, let's pick up, let's go to
Where
you
am I
are.
at that point?
So you're running by yourself up to the bridge.
Yep.
You're gonna have to climb the elevator shaft just like everybody else.
Yep.
You climb, it's just below engineering, get to the door, emergency hatch, run in, and dead bodies.
Cool. Running past them. I need to get to the bridge. Now.
You see a combination of crewmen and weird half-stitched things.
Oh, they put up a fight. Good.
There's also several holes in the wall where railers have gone off and blown holes in metal.
Yep.
You get to the bridge. The door is locked.
Let's see how this knife goes through this door.
You hit it. It cuts through like butter. It takes a little bit of sawing, but you cut a hole in the blast door. You see the Stitcher sitting in the captain's chair.
Hi there.
You see the entire bridge crew laying around her, dead.
Cool. This is gonna be fun.
Ah, you're here.
Yes, I am.
Your specimen is rather intriguing, she says, standing up and looking you over.
Good thing I marked you with that elder sign.
Yeah.
She looks at the skin. That should be crafted better to fit around you more appropriately.
We didn't have a lot of time.
It's not an excuse for shoddy work. Besides, I
Get
would
over it.
gladly help you. You have all the time you need.
No, we don't. I need to deal with this. So he kind of got him away.
What are you doing here on the bridge?
Using this ship for something.
What great help.
Mm.
She begins slowly approaching you.
I will circle around. Like as she walks towards me, I'm walking to the side.
She stops as you begin moving to the side. Where are you headed towards?
I don't know. Where are you headed?
Unfortunately, I'm going to have to kill everyone on this ship, it seems. Now that they are trying to evacuate.
Well, I mean, evacuation's over that way.
Yes. But some of you might try to warn the incoming fleet.
Oh, the fleet's not my concern.
Really?
Yeah, I don't care about the fleet.
Not pressed with matters of this world.
Not really. I'm not from this world.
Then why don't you just leave?
Having trouble right now.
Oh. So the tether blocker is working.
Yeah.
Excellent. Everything must be useful. And it's proving useful.
You built that. Good to know.
Built what?
The tether blocker.
You were trying to extract information out of me.
No, you're just being really obtuse.
My intellect is far superior to your own.
I'm sure you think that.
You're getting into an internet argument.
What happens when you have a creature that has 20 intelligence and a 2 wisdom?
I have over 100 confirmed kills.
Well, you can see her confirmed kills.
Yeah, no, it's an internet meme.
I'm still saying she wins that argument.
You can confirm her kills.
If you wouldn't mind, if you could take off your clothes and lay down your weapon, and I could perfect your body.
No. No, I don't think I will.
That is the incorrect answer.
For you, maybe.
I would rather not perform violence upon your body. It is more physically perfect than most.
See, the problem is you need me to take off my clothes because you can't touch through this elder sign. We've seen what it does to you.
It's a pity that I can't touch you directly. I have a query. Does the elder sign protect you from this? She turns and she grabs the bolted-in captain's chair and effortlessly wrenches the bolts from it and hurls it at you.
I duck.
Roll a dodge roll.
I'm going to be calling her in the middle of this
You
fight.
5.
You should have just, should have stabbed her.
You got a 5?
That's an extreme success.
Alright, you drop flat and the thing embeds itself into a control panel behind you. Your phone goes off.
Knife in my right hand, phone in my left. Galadier, I'm a little busy.
Is the stitcher on the bridge?
Yes.
Come on.
What what are you doing now?
I put the phone on speaker and just put it in my vest pocket.
Alright.
And I continue. I am trying to circle this fight to where I can get to the bridge controls.
So
You're trying to get to the helm controls?
Yeah.
Alright.
Do I need to roll into initiative too? Since I'm tangentially connected to this fight?
No, you can just talk whenever.
Okay, cool. So, now knowing that the Stitcher's on the bridge, I'm reducing that count down to 10 minutes. And over the phone,
I say hello.
hello, Stitcher. Gore, you've got 10 minutes.
Cool.
You're trying to trick her into letting you into that. In that case, is there a deception or anything?
I mean,
I'll take persuade.
I have intimidate.
You're not going to intimidate her.
I do have some persuade. It's
Roll
not
me
great, but I have
persuade
some
to try to convince her to move into a position with your body language.
You're trying to feint?
A feint would work,
I'm pretty certain a feint is a fighting check.
I mean, it is.
but it's not that kind of feint. A feint is like a
That's
In the moment, sort of
in the
thing.
moment.
That's 25 of my 19. I'm going to spend 6 luck.
All right, you roll well, but as you begin circling, she looks. You're not going for communications. What are you after?
You'll find out when I do it.
What is 10 minutes for?
It's a timer you need to worry about, and I don't.
She grabs the corpse of a body and hurls it at you.
Time to duck.
Then I'm calling Yi.
1!
She grabs the thing and it flies up. She apparently applied too much strength and underestimated its form, and it just like you ever swung an old moldy branch
And it breaks and you're swinging it?
Yeah, that happens. And
She
the body
attempts
goes
to
flying.
throw a plate of Jello.
Yes. Yee. You get a phone call right as you are going down. So where are all of you going?
We're heading to the other deck to try to evacuate that one.
All right. So you get a phone call right as you get to the elevator shaft.
Galadier,
Yi, you've got 10 minutes.
good to know.
And that's a hard 10.
I figured.
Click.
All right.
What's going on?
So
Galadier's giving us 10 minutes.
For what?
Get everybody off the ship. That's all I need. We just gotta get.
What's
Kyle.
gonna happen in 10 minutes?
We don't have time.
Solve this his way. And that means the ship goes away. That's why we need to get on that shuttle.
He's gonna crash the ship.
believe the plan also involved blowing it up.
Okay.
I'm killing Krator.
Killing a lot of things.
I mean, yeah.
Kyle, you went a deck below, correct, to try to run through the science area?
Yeah.
Alright, you enter. It's mercifully clean.
Tard and I have been going through it.
Yes. You're going to rush up the elevator shaft?
Wait.
It's a completely clean area. Like, the science deck is completely
He's
clean.
also got the other civilians to worry about, though.
Yeah, you've got all the civilians behind you. And the thudding of these stitched things on the door above as they try to break it down to get to you.
Not much more to go.
My question was answered.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to work our way through here.
Alright, you rush through. It's oddly clean. All the dirt in front of the botany area is gone too. It's a perfectly clean floor.
Wonderful.
And as you get to the elevator shaft, standing in front of it is a being with perfectly translucent skin, through which you can see muscles and grinning, like solid flat skull with perfectly clear eyes that lead into behind it an empty chamber.
Found one!
Space wizard. Use all of your space wizarding
Yes.
to get these people off.
You also have a book.
I do have a book.
Kill the
Throw the book at it.
Alright, so it's directly in the way then? Like,
Yeah, it's standing in front of the elevator shaft. It turns and looks at you.
The clear one shattered.
Are we? Is there any? Okay, that's where we need to go. But is there any other way? Am I the only one it's seen so far? Because I'm in the front.
Yeah, you're in the front, so it's only seen you so far.
Is there a way where the path branches off a bit? Like another hallway, or is
You could blast it into the elevator shaft.
I mean, you're on the science. The science deck has got a lot of areas to it.
How far down does that elevator shaft go from here?
It goes 70 feet before it breaks into a room full of gas.
is it is the door open before to it, or is it just
It's closed.
Just closed.
Oh no, it's been wrenched open and jammed up. Yeah, so it's open. Because Tarn went through it. Tarn didn't
It's that one.
decide to let it close.
Yeah.
All right.
So long as you have enough strength behind it, it'll go.
All right. Let's blast it
With all your space wizardry.
Smite the up with all.
Smite down thine enemy. Or smite down thine foe.
How many magic points are you going to invest in this?
All of them?
I have
Yes.
8. So
8 magic points?
Yep.
So that's going to be 16d10
To determine its strength.
to determine your strength.
Roll well.
10, so here's 8, 5.
Oh, wait. If this one has a skull that you can see through its outer veneer, why didn't the semi-perfect one have a skull that Tarn could use like a meat puppet?
It did, but the mouth has been fused gone.
That
was the problem.
Okay.
It's like a proton skull. It's just flat surface.
That's why I suggested puppet. Do the puppet mouth rather than a full. So after setting the thing for 10 minutes, for what it's worth, Tarn, I do promise to tell you exactly what it's like to be at the tip of a dagger as it's stabbing into a celestial being, only to rip it apart from the inside.
Damned. All the better to view it with, he says, looking at the generator. Could you come here?
Sure.
Could you put your arms around this generator?
I was going to go to the bridge so I could get a more direct view of Krator as I go inside.
Fair.
Though the Stitcher's there if you want to kill something else before you pop out.
Oh no, that sounds like a delightful problem to leave hanging around for you.
Oh well. Well,
But if you go to the bridge and the Stitcher kills you...
You could just help me survive long enough to get to the bridge and hit the engine, or hit the gas.
Would you like to view it from outside the ship?
I kind of want to be inside. I really want to get right in. I want... If Krator's face is anywhere on the inside of that planet, I want him to see me raising the double birds before I play.
Oh yes, don't worry. I will let you do that. I just need you to drink this, he says, pulling out a vial.
I don't give a
It's
shit anymore.
blood.
I drink it.
Roll me a sanity check.
Oh.
Like I give a shit anymore. 4!
At this point, he loves it.
It tastes like iron.
Cool.
You feel your body firming up. Excellent. Don't worry, you'll survive the impact with the planet. Come with me to the top hatch of this ship.
I go.
Alright. Kyle, what'd you
Ride
get?
the ship into the.
Yes! Yes!
Wow.
All you need is a guitar.
I mean, I'm just imagining, I'm just imagining the scene, just riding on top of a nuclear bomb, just
Yeah,
waving a hat in the
yeah,
air.
exactly.
That's what I'm
No,
doing.
you just need to,
91.
you need to surf the ship into the planet playing a guitar. It's the
Alright,
ultimate
total
metal
91. Alright,
experience.
and then make the strength check with the strength of 91.
You use the last of
Okay,
your
good
sanity
thing,
and magic to
78,
summon
that
the
was
eldritch
79.
forces of rock and roll.
79?
I do.
Alright.
Roll crazy.
So
You
that's
can
a
yell at her and have
regular
an interesting
success.
relationship in the next world.
Which means that if it made a hard success, it gets thrown, but it doesn't lose consciousness. So it flies back into the shaft, but it catches itself on the opposing wall. It'll take a little bit for it to get back in here, but it's still staring at you as you blow it back.
No, it has to. Sorry, what was your level of success?
He made a regular success.
Oh, okay.
It made a hard success.
Yeah, got it.
So it still got thrown,
Yeah,
but
still got thrown.
it maintained its self.
Just didn't get knocked out.
You may have time to open a book.
I have 3 HP. I don't know if I'd have enough time to.
Do you have any major wounds?
I don't think so. No.
It's
Well,
okay.
Three heads,
Write
three
it out.
letters, D-I-E.
Write it out of existence, and the people behind you will pick up your corpse.
Or you can just shut the door on it.
Can't. I know it was ripped
With
open.
the door, yeah,
wasn't
the
it?
door's kind of ripped.
It was ripped open. So.
No, you don't have to affect it So affecting eldritch beings directly costs more blood, as we learned. But you could just say, and then the elevator dropped on it.
I think it'd be better to write something along the lines of the elevator dropped.
Well, we want to make sure it drops onto the creature and not just in general. Because like if the elevator's below it and drops, nothing happens.
All right.
The elevator killed it.
Think back to Mage, where you want to use magic creatively.
Yes.
Use magic creatively costs less stuff.
Interesting one.
Or
Yeah.
No, just say it dies.
I was thinking.
and
Make-
Pro
make the
pro
wall
tip, the
slippery.
number of words you write is irrelevant. It's the effect that causes the amount of blood
or
loss.
and then the wall opened up behind it.
What would be behind that wall?
Behind that wall would be the back, another part of the science deck. It goes around it.
No vacuum space.
Then it realized it was allergic to
yeah.
oxygen.
I think dropping an elevator on it is going to cost you less blood than affecting it directly.
All right. But it's all the first crew so they're all elderly and children, and so we'll,
This elevator doesn't work.
Yeah, they're not using
This
that.
elevator
We
pod
can't
is
use the
broken.
elevator. We can't use the elevator right now.
no, but I'm saying is that they're not going to be able. They might not be able to carry me. Well,
But
I'm not
there are more people than just the elderly there.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of.
they're further back, but
Well, they're
They can
coming.
drag
They're
you.
coming quickly.
I mean, yeah, very
Right.
soon.
I let them know I might pass out in a minute.
The people catching up, they hear, What?
And
Just do it.
And I pull out the book and the pen, poke myself,
Stab yourself on the wrist.
and I write and the wait. the problem is will it know this?
And the
particular-
elevator fell on the Kratori.
Or the broken
Do
elevator.
I wouldn't know it. Was I there
You can
when
put-
they called?
you know it's
You know it's broken.
No,
You got the call.
The Kratori. Huh?
Yeah, you've been told that these are Kratori
Okay.
repeatedly throughout this campaign.
Yeah.
Okay. And the elevator fell on the Kratori.
All right, you take. That's a 3.
That's exactly.
So you take. The blood drains from you, you black out, but the last thing you hear is a crunch as an elevator pod slams a creature into a bottom deck. All right, our group on the bottom floor. You're gathering people.
An elevator suddenly drops.
You get about 50. You get the remaining 50 people down here. As you go to the shaft, you see a crystal clear being on the bottom of an elevator pod smash into the floor below you.
Should we be concerned about this?
You then hear a wrenching,
I shoot it.
and you see the bottom of the elevator pod rip open.
Yes, yes,
shoot
be
it. I shoot
concerned!
What's the plan, guys?
I shoot it.
All right, let's go to initiative order. There's the 3 of you, Garjin, Ellis, and then
Oh,
civilians.
Yeah.
What's your dex?
My dex?
And when everyone's dex.
40.
45.
Hold on. 40.
All right.
Wow, my dex is higher than all of yours.
So the perfect
Garjin.
goes first.
55.
Yeah.
He enters the room and looks around.
Right now.
There is a frail old man who is partially blind. He is the least perfect being here. The thing grabs, takes the object it was holding, hurls it javelin style, and impales the man through, bolting him to the wall. Next, Garjin.
This is why you have.
That's
10
right, we have Garjin.
This is why you have 10 minutes.
Yeah. Takes his broken ladder half that has been imbued with green and is going to attack it. The crystal clear being grabs the thing as Garjin swings and hurls it to the side. Solus looks at the group of you and then points. I will take the people up the back way. She says as she cuts her katana into the deck above and cuts a circle with it and begins hurling civilians up through the hole.
Okay.
Shit!
Crunch. Sorry, Grandpa.
That's 2 dead.
Ellis is absolutely freaked out at the moment.
It disappears.
Not in a second, but doesn't seem to want to go up in a second. Duncan, what are you doing?
You shoot it.
Take a shot at that thing just for the heck of it.
Sure, roll me a shot.
Stand back and stand behind. Let's see if this goes. Cripes. 80 out of 59. I missed.
All right, you shoot. The thing dodges easily. You two, what are you doing?
Okay. So I can attack the thing with plants.
And die.
And it may, really, really help, but it may also kill me.
Arjun is.
Do you have control over how much blood you end up losing? Do you have control over how many
Nope.
points you lose?
No, she doesn't.
No, not at all. I
The
could
more
die.
powerful thing she
I
does
could save us
increases
all and
the
die.
die number.
You
But
can't. Yeah, just.
What's the base
Don't
die for how
worry
much
about it.
damage you take?
it depends on what she's trying to do.
It's at least 3.
The
but-
some things just do 1 damage, but pretty much nothing combat related is only going to do 1 damage.
Alright.
Just sit tight. Garjin can probably handle this. I'm just staying back.
It just threw Garjin to the side.
Yeah, I know, but
Garjin can handle it.
You know what? We're all basically dead at this point anyway.
It's true.
Let's
I know.
do this.
Yeah,
All right.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Hold it down.
Get him now.
Do some
Hold
bloodening.
it down.
What?
Do some bloodening. Roll me a power
I'm so
check.
sad that series is over.
Yeah, but I mean,
It makes sense though. Like
Yeah.
creative burnout's a thing.
Yeah.
They might pick it up later if they feel like it. You know, if the burnout goes away. After a
81
while
of
separation.
85.
All right.
Made it.
You take 2 points of damage.
Oh, I'm still standing.
The vines wrap up around the thing. This thing is not as hindered as much as the other one, though it seems constrained but not pinned by these.
Okay.
Constrained?
come on, you psychology it to death.
I want to wait until Garjin moves next, because that's the only thing that can keep this thing distracted, and I'm gonna try to use the only useful item I have against it. So I'm gonna try to put bracelet on.
Realize that all the things are basically happening at once. So
Okay.
right now it's just deflected Garjin, just got planted. So
it just deflected Garjin. Are any of the vines currently going for its arms?
yes, but it seems to be ripping free of them pretty easily.
Meanwhile, there's a timer in the back of your head that's counting down.
Yeah.
You know what? Reckless displays of bravado.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to get this thing on it.
All right, make me a brawl check.
I've not been doing well at those, but I can try.
Even try. You got plenty of luck left to spend, right?
That's a 57 of no brawl points.
All right,
57 or 15.
25.
25.
25.
The thing doesn't even recognize you're trying to grab it as your feeble attempts fail. All right, top of the initiative. It's going. So top of the initiative. Hey, how's it going up in the bridge?
Yep. What's happening up here?
The Stitcher has decided that throwing things at you is the order, and grabs another body and hurls it at you.
Remembering a trick from Solace, and realizing that I have the same weapon that she does, but shorter, I'm going to try and parry this body with the
Roll me a
blade.
brawl.
14 of 95.
Heavy.
So that's an extreme success.
Right. So this, the thing comes at you with impossible force, but as your knife cleaves the body in half, it falls instead of going through it. She raises an eyebrow. Interesting knife. What do you do in your turn?
I keep moving towards the helm controls.
Are you trying to move slowly and defensively, or are you just...
Yeah, I'm circling. Like, this is the battle circle. I'm keeping the knife and myself facing towards her while I'm circling towards the helm controls.
Okay. So you try to circle some more. Next.
If I get to the outside of the bridge while they're still fighting, I have things I can do to try to distract. Not the least of which being outside.
So, where you guys are, this crystal being, threat assessment. It does not like the vines, but it also doesn't like Garjin. It's gonna go for Garjin. Ow. It grabs Garjin, who pushes off against it, and as best he can, but is unable to do it fully, and slams him into a wall. The wall buckles and shatters. Garjin doesn't look like he took any damage on the outside, but you're guessing it didn't feel good. Solace is getting people up. Ellis looks around and seeing what's going on. Let's see. Garjin dropped that rod. She's going to run over and pick it up and try to beat this thing with it.
She's going to break her arm swinging that.
Stupid bravery. That's okay. She'll be dead in less than 10 minutes.
Does she actually hit
Stupid bravery is working, apparently.
it? Did she
A
actually...
7. It's a pretty good success for no brawl. Apparently this thing didn't expect it. And
Neither did she.
neither did she. Her eyes widen as she loses control of this thing as it's a, momentum-enhancing weapon.
She lets go of it and it just whirlwinds through him.
And the rest of the ship.
And
Looks like you guys are getting vented sooner than later.
the thing is thrown down into the ground forcibly. Duncan, your turn. The thing just got slammed into the ground.
Seeing what he's trying to do, I'm going to help him get an arm. I'm going
Alright,
to do a
roll me
grapple
roll.
to get an arm. Must roll better. 31 out of 94.
That's a pretty good success. What's your roll again?
94.
Nice. You jump on the arm. It's
I'm
partially
holding it.
been constrained by the force, partially been constrained by that. Plant. What you doing with your plants?
Got 1 HP.
Maintain.
Just wait.
Or kill yourself.
Just wait.
No.
He's gonna get the bracelet on there.
Choose a plan. Okay. She
Use
will,
your shears on
she
it.
will look at Yi and Duncan and say, "See you on the other side."
Alright. Roll power. I could roll damage, but it's kind of irrelevant. You're at 1.
Yeah.
And with a major wound, which means you die.
I mean, she's gone.
Okay. But you go out on your terms. Let's hope this magic is not actually, the magic of an Ethanwar.
17.
So if you're not
Of
actually a
85.
servant of
17 of 85 is actually an extreme success. And it just got a regular success. So are you so you actually managed to envelop it and pin it down as
I'm trying to make the vines go through it, like I did before.
this one is much stronger.
Okay.
But it is completely covered in these vines as you go out.
Now,
Goodbye.
is she
down,
a servant of
5 to go.
Ylor? And does the magic consume her soul?
These are things you'll have to find out later.
Alright.
Do I wake up on the other side?
We'll find out in a minute.
Oh.
Yee, what you doing?
The rest of us are about to follow you.
I'm gonna go ahead and get that bracelet
Wherever
on
I'm
it.
going.
You don't need to roll. This thing's arm can't move.
I bet
Perfect this.
You put the bracelet on it.
That is the wimpiest battle cry.
It's Yee.
Can I
But
keep
it's-
reading it
it's-
again
it's-
now that I'm
it's-
dead?
yeah.
Okay.
As wimpy as the
Perfect
words
this.
were,
You
you
over here.
you going for the arm, the head, the what? It's all pretty stationary right now.
Wrap it around his neck.
Can I get it on the head?
Yeah.
Let's just go ahead and wrap it around and try to start garroting this thing.
Yes.
Yes! We've broken Yi!
Breaking Yee. This is 100% what Yee wants to do.
Yi is not a garrote type individual.
You work with what you have on hand.
You wrap the bracelet
Literally.
around
Yes.
the neck and begin squeezing.
You have come to the Galadir side of things.
You begin hearing a hissing noise as the beads begin burning into this thing's throat. It fights and thrashes as best it can, but the beads continue to burn until the head comes cleanly off.
Nice.
Fatality.
Back to our other fight.
Yep.
I spit on it.
We know.
Whatever.
The Stitcher continues to look at you with interest as she reaches over and rips a control desk out of the ground and hurls it at you.
All of the, she's destroying all the functions.
Do I want to parry that or dodge that? I'm gonna dodge it. 43.
Does not beat her extreme success.
Well, I can spend luck. How much do I need to spend for extreme success? I need to spend 24. I can do that.
All right. Get some bad news about how much that desk would have done anyway. So, by sheer luck, you drop in just the right direction, and the thing was turning in just such a way that if you're here, it was coming at a slow turn, and it around you. What do you do on your turn?
How close am I to the helm controls?
You could make a dash for it and get there right now.
Can I make a dash for it and use them right now?
Operating helm controls is a little more complicated than that.
Well, I need to get closer.
There's not a big red button that says crash into nearest planet.
If I keep moving this turn, would next turn I be able to run for it and use them?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll keep moving slow this turn.
Alright, you do so. Stitcher's turn. Hurl another control panel.
Duck.
Alright.
4.
Alright. You dodge. Barely. And this other control panel goes careening over you. What's your dex?
70.
55.
Okay. What are you doing in your turn?
If I can run to it, I'm hitting the controls.
You're running. You activate the controls. Alright, you've got the steering options.
Straight for the planet if I can.
Basically you jam the down button. It will crash into the planet, that you're not sure how long it'll take. To get it to crash more precisely, will take a whole other round of using this.
Okay.
Galadir, Tarn has taken you to the outside of the ship, and for some strange reason that you're not going to question, you can breathe, and you're walking across a ship that's spinning at massive speeds.
It's not the first time he's, been able to breathe when he shouldn't, so...
It's true.
Roll me a sanity check as you stare into the cold, deep abyss of space from the outside.
Fail.
It
Cool.
stares back.
Yeah, it's been staring back for a while.
I think it's about to win the staring
You
contest.
take another 3 points of
Not
sanity
unless he
loss.
rolls a
I still got
d12.
9.
I'm at
And
9 sanity.
you walk up to the front of the bridge and look in through the viewport.
Oh, cool.
You see all
You see that.
So, smite down thine enemy does not require physical
No, it does not.
line of sight. It just requires line of sight. So, I'm going to tap on the glass to get Gora's attention, and the Stitchers. Wave, and then...
Sanity check.
I succeed.
Okay.
wave, and I'm going to... Fortunately, Gora will hopefully have been positioned so that the Stitcher is directly opposite the door, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to pump 8 points of my mana into the spell to try to blast the Stitcher out of the bridge.
All right.
16 d10s of strength. Roll well.
Somebody count along with me, please.
Okay.
10, 1.
11.
1, 8.
20.
20.
1, 4.
25.
9, 2.
36.
36, yeah.
7, 4.
47.
4, 10.
61.
10, 3.
74.
74.
10, 2.
86.
86, yeah.
9, 3.
98.
Nice.
So 98 strength.
98 strength.
So only one strength less than hers.
Hey! Well, and it's a con check from her, not a strength check, though.
She also has a 99 con.
Well, there you go.
Pro tip, all of her stats are 99 because she's perfect.
That's what happens in every system.
Yes.
Well, I rolled a 2, so suck
She
on
can
that.
still roll 100.
She rolled a 91, so she does.
So she gets blasted back. What's her size?
99.
No, it wouldn't be
No,
99.
her
otherwise she's
size
huge.
is actually pretty average.
So she gets blasted back a number of feet equal to the difference between her size and 98, and is unconscious.
So she gets thrown. Alright, you've got all the time you need to set this parameters on the steering.
Yeah, I'm ramming this thing into the planet.
Alright.
Head first.
If my phone works, I'm going to call Gora.
Pick it up.
And I'm going to give Gora precise directions so that we're aiming the ship towards the wound.
Alright.
Do you need me to make a pilot roll?
Meh. I think it's cool if you succeed. So I'm just going to say you
Rule of
succeed.
cool. Okay.
And I'm just going to... There's definitely like external scaffolding on this thing.
For, like, spacewalks.
For spacewalks and for when it was being constructed. Like bars, like grip bars and things.
For what purpose?
I'm going to like cinch my legs through them so I'm like secured.
For whatever Tarn did, you're stuck to the ship.
Oh, I'm stuck to the ship?
Yeah.
Oh, great. Never mind then. I'm just gonna.
Just walk
Spider
around.
I'm just
climb.
gonna.
He's just gonna sit down.
I'm just gonna sit down on the glass.
Now, to steer most accurately, you'd have to stay on the bridge and guide this thing directly into the hole.
Yep.
All right. So you two aren't escaping.
No.
No.
Sandra's not escaping.
I'm dead.
The other of you all meet on the colonization deck, and you feel the ship lilt heavily.
Okay. We try to push everybody onto the.
You get everybody on the
Because
thing.
Because we don't
And,
know. I mean, however many can.
One of the engineers has to be a pilot as well. Or...
Yes, somebody here can pilot the thing.
All right, let's get this thing flying.
No one's ordered the bay unlock. Garjan walks over to the bay doors, grabs it physically, and begins rolling it like a can of sardine lid.
So.
Congratulations, you just ordered it.
Sure. Should we wait for him to get back on? He'll be fine.
You think a little vacuum of space is going to stop that thing?
You begin taking off. As you pass by, Garjan jumps onto your ship and clings to it. As you enter space, you see the ship go down.
I want some of them to make a perception check to see if they can see me.
Sure. Roll a spot hidden check.
Yep. 16.
Somebody is applying middle fingers to planets.
28.
Yeah, I will need it.
As you're standing on the thing, Tarn walks up as you're burning in the atmosphere. Before I leave, did you want this? He says, handing you an electric guitar.
Take it and begin playing.
You are suddenly imbued with a 99 skill in artistry guitar playing.
Sweet.
Make a roll.
78.
It's perfectly acceptable. You begin guitar riffing so hard. As you go down, you watch the planet go closer. You feel a gentle warmth as you
A gentle warmth.
as the atmosphere is blown away from you and then burst into flames as the friction of methane against rocket causes the entire atmosphere to ignite in a
I am
fireball.
literally the Doof Warrior.
Only barely, almost completely blocking your sight, but not entirely, as you see the ground rapidly going towards you. You both feel a sudden impact as it hits the ground.
Yep.
You take...
We take dead.
Here, wait.
You take all the damage. Oh.
Here we go. Yeah, that's perfect. That's really low. You take 234 points of damage, Gora.
Okay.
And you are very, very, very dead. You take no points of damage because whatever Tarn gave you to drink
Gives you damage resistance 10,000.
gives you, gives this planet the bird.
Yeah.
You,
Please tell me we find an eye.
you dive deep into the realm of the thing, and all you see is a giant, unblinking eye before you.
Countdown finishes.
5, 4, 3, 2,
Suck it.
1, and the ship explodes.
That's the way I've always wanted to die.
There you go. Congratulations, you've obtained it. Achievement unlocked.
Did you just flip off Cthulhu?
I did. No, that's a great one. Still.
You made him care that you existed.
Yeah, especially because I just killed him.
Congratulations.
I'm looking at this planet as it's going, for lack of a better word, supernova.
Is it splitting or?
So what's happened is the moment you got clear of that, they rocketed this ship the heck away from the planet.
Yes.
You think?
So what did they see looking back?
You saw the whole planet ignite. There's a fire cloud behind you.
Okay.
That's all you can see right now, is it's just burning. You can't see through the inferno.
I'm keeping an eye on it as long as I can.
Alice walks up to you. Okay. I think you owe me an explanation.
Why?
First, I can see if I can even manage one, but I'll certainly try.
That
Our
one
group
thing was a living creature.
just
It had to go. That's all they need to hear.
you have slightly less tact for explaining things, you know.
It's direct and to the point.
We are what are known as
Crystal gems.
Untethered.
We'll be leaving soon.
We
It's
always save the day.
myself, Duncan,
If you
Kyle.
can't, we'll always find
Galadia, Gora, and Sandra Rosen. Yeah.
Okay, I can't get
Browsing.
ready to.
A lot of us do not properly come from this world. Our souls are not.
Good.
You're missing
bound
someone who
to
died a
it.
while back, but you know.
We travel between worlds because our own home world was put in jeopardy. And now
Not one of those things.
we're trying to find information to save it. Does her expression seem like any of this is sinking in?
You can't tell. She's looking. Roll me psychology.
Yeah.
Psychology?
Psychoanalysis or psychology?
Psychology.
I can roll psychology.
Roll Psycho.
33 of 70.
Uh,
76.
This
So
half
she's
of the table
not
died.
looking. She doesn't look
That
at
half
you
of the
like you're
table
crazy.
lived.
So you actually are making sense of some of this.
What's that? She says, pointing at your bracelet.
This, in another world, was a shield imbued with divine power that could, well, protect me from death and slay evil. It's been many things over different worlds.
May I see it?
I hand it to her.
She takes it.
It disappears.
She slides it on her wrist. Feels strange. So how do you leave worlds?
Well,
Just show me, she says, taking your hands.
I'll try to untether.
All right. The two of you get a feeling as he begins to untether and leave. Do you want to go with him?
yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So, as you wake up, Sandra,
Okay, I do wake up.
in the wood,
Okay.
you have a splitting headache and you feel lightheaded. Card is sitting next to you. Hello there. How's it going?
Ow.
Are you alright? Says Aaron as he rushes over.
Yeah. Headache.
What happened? Normally what happened to you in the world doesn't affect you out here.
I know. There was something that was blocking us from this, like from communicating with you guys.
That's what Card
And
said.
from pulling, and then the things, the Stitcher creatures were taking over the ship. And
At this point, you see Gora's body get pulled out of the pond by magical means, and you come,
oh,
you
she's
wake up.
dead now.
You feel perfectly fine.
That hurt.
Did it work?
Yeah.
How much? And like 30 seconds later, Galadir appears.
A couple seconds later, two middle fingers first. You see the body of Galadir get pulled out.
And so Galadir's body has changed every time he's come back to the Wood Between the World. Like he's no longer the elf that he was from Galamore. He's like sort of wearing the gear that the roadie outfit that he was wearing in Mage, with elf ears, but the same hair and hat that he was wearing from here. Just, fuck you! I just say out loud to nobody.
Oops.
What'd I do?
Not you, Krator.
Okay.
Saw his big ugly eye before I blew up.
Okay. Did the civilians get off?
Who knows?
Yes, there was a ship. I saw the ship. I
Did
saw
you?
the ship
Okay.
get-
Okay.
I saw the ship get-
I was focusing
Okay.
on the planet incoming, so
Yeah. Okay.
You would not have been able to see the ship.
Well, would I not have been? Oh, well, who knows? I don't know.
Okay.
I was sort of focused on
They got
the
off.
planet.
Yi was working on it. They're probably fine.
Okay.
Unless you died
I
too.
mean,
Did you
he's
hear?
not here
He's
yet.
not here yet.
At this point, walking out of the pool come 4 individuals.
This side of the table?
This side of the table
Plus
plus
one.
Alice.
Yes.
As she comes out,
I'm assuming someone brought me back, or
someone had carried you up.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you wake up from unconsciousness, but you're walking out. Because you didn't actually die.
Yeah.
You can go back in if you want to at some point. If you have any reason to.
If you have that desire.
Let's not go to that pool.
I mean, who else is gonna write the book?
Exactly. Unlike the rest of you, who most of you have felt at least in some part uncomfortable, except for Yi, in this wood. Ellis seems completely unbothered by the effect of this wood as well.
Well, welcome to the wood between the worlds.
From like out of the from like out of the corner, you just hear, "Well, it certainly took you long enough.
Hey, Fouls, where the fuck were you?
Waiting for you."
It's been a minute.
Aaron looked, yeah, like, he died in your place before you even woke. It was awkward.
I left some notes. Hopefully, they were useful.
Thanks for the letter, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Did the civilians get off?
Yes.
Okay.
Did you guys see me go, like, fingers first into Krator?
So, this is the wood between the worlds. It's something of a crossroads between...
Oh, your girlfriend's untethered.
Just... he just sort of looks
He has a
blankly.
girlfriend.
Do I get to read a psychology roll?
Sandra knows.
To
We're
make
no,
things
we're no
click?
longer in
We're
Call
no
of
longer
Cthulhu.
calling Cthulhu. You can make a common sense.
Is that your sister?
Was I dense on that world, or am I just dense in general?
Was that your sister?
Dense
or
in
your-
general.
You're just
Oh,
you're
that's
just
good.
very dense.
It's okay,
But
most
sweet.
men are.
Ye, I've known you through several worlds now. You're dense in every world.
Did we get what we needed?
So, partially. We got...
half, sure.
What's his name? The dude that was here, that stays here?
Aaron.
Aaron.
Either
Aaron.
Aaron or Card are here at any given time.
Aaron. So, what's the name of the person whose drone we found?
Arana.
Oh, and that didn't come with you, did it?
It did.
Yeah.
Oh, it did? So, found this, holding out Arana's journal.
Straphonia's journal
Or
is also
Straphonia's
here.
journal. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, we got
yeah,
some
cool.
extra photos.
Found this. We only were able to find half of it, but it details that Arana was able to take take pixie dust from the wood, turn it in, and take it into worlds by turning it into a different substance, and that's what she used to put various other ethivores in stasis. Also, pretty certain there are actually other not evil ethivores other than Arana, though that's more of a theory than anything else.
Arana and Straphonia.
Arana and Strophonia, yeah. But that's more of a theory than anything else. But
Interesting.
there might be allies against Pyro and the Bike of his own kind.
We'll have to take a look into that. Green and yellow. I'm not sure how one would obtain the fairy dust around here, though.
I look around. Is there any like visible or?
Well,
The rings.
Yeah,
He's
The
got
rings are a
attached to
source from it.
sticks, but
So do you
he's
know?
he's got a green one and a yellow one.
Yeah. So I point at the rings. Do you know how you got those or where those were?
One of them was taped to a hedgehog.
Yeah.
I thought it was a guinea pig.
Those rings, I'm
Here's
pretty.
the thing.
Those rings.
No,
are-
it was a hedgehog. I remember. Yeah, no, it was a hedgehog.
Those rings, I'm pretty certain, are compressed fairy
is.
dust.
Interesting.
The question is how compressed.
I mean, compressed into a ring.
But the question is if they're compressed enough to have enough to trap Pyro.
Have you ever been able to take those out of the wood?
We've never tried.
If you could take those out of the wood, I'm pretty certain you could put those rings on Pyro and they would stop him.
Alright, so we've got one. So we've got one of these to put. You said one of each?
One of each.
Put on Pyro. That will require restraining him and getting them on his hands.
I mean, yeah, we still have to work on the whole combating Pyro.
Or
on
finding
this.
some way to mold them into something more useful.
Yeah. like, if we could figure out a way to create more of these in different forms, that's what was in the other half of the book, I imagine.
Or just make them into larger rings.
How about
All right.
playing
Well,
things and stick 'em like
We've got something that'll work. We just need to figure out how to weaken them then. And for that, we need to learn how to corrupt a source of magic.
Which is what this place is for, Faust says, looking, pointing at the other pool.
Yes.
Does Faust look like a dragon?
Yes.
Yeah.
In fact, almost nothing has changed about Faust's appearance
Oh, look at
from his previous
I
incarnation.
look at Faust and I look at myself. I feel like something is wrong, and I'm not sure which one of us it is.
Some people are impacted more by visiting worlds, says Aryan. Some people aren't.
so.
So where to next?
Well, we need people to go into that world, he says, pointing at it. But Card's going to stay here, and I'm going to be going into a different world to see if I can discover some more information. Maybe find the person who made these rings. I'll have to go into the pool that was near them. Would you like to join me? He says to
Sure.
Sandra.
It's going to be a whole
That's
lot
a man.
more Earth-like.
Better than that world.
There was a faint change from mage, which was that part of his black robe became more of a jacket, but that was it.
All right.
Sandra is gonna go hug like everyone one at a time. It was fun at times. It was also really creepy.
Yeah. Pretty par for the course. I'm looking forward to seeing what this next place is like.
Good luck.
All right.
I hope you guys get what you need.
Come with me. And he walks you into a pool.
All right.
At this
Sandра's
point,
out.
Torel.
Yeah, as the two of them walk off, Faust turns. Torel, are you ready to join us?
Yes. Is Kai with her?
Yes.
Okay.
You know, Terrell, you would have fitted
Before-
perfectly with that last place.
Somehow I doubt that, actually.
I know, it would have been great.
I don't trust you.
That's why you would have fitted in.
Before we make the next jump, I'd like to apologize to everyone about my actions, especially in the last world that I was in with you guys.
Oh.
What did Taro do in the Mage World? I forgot.
She almost killed you for one.
I mean, yeah, I know that. But
On Earth?
She let Esmeen
yeah,
basically
yeah.
control her, and yeah. I've been a little reckless,
That's
and I
I feel like you're about to say something very insensitive. Hold it to the end, please.
don't want to do anything I'll regret. Okay. I mean, not that I can right now, but
Yeah.
Later.
To clarify, you do also feel the weight of
Yes,
this world pressing
yeah.
down against you.
Yes.
I just wanted to apologize. I'm gonna try to show restraint in the next world.
I should probably warn you that magic uses in this world are driven mad by power that they don't understand.
that
I'm gonna
literally
try.
just happened to me.
Is the key word here?
Okay.
All right, guys. Have fun.
I'll go ahead and turn to Ellis Way. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and turn to her.
Alice.
Oh yeah,
Way.
who's she?
Yes.
Yee's girlfriend.
Really?
Girlfriend or sister?
If you're in Alabama.
His sister died.
I know.
Previously.
Well, I can't
How long
expect-
did it take you to realize that, by the way?
Realize what?
5 seconds ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Realize
I died knowing that was happening.
realize what out of game.
That Alice Way was interested in.
Oh yeah, they had like a schoolyard crush and everything.
I died knowing that was happening.
You died before I got on the ship.
Yeah. It was... Unfortunately, I died learning about Stitcher. Which was unfortunate because I couldn't get a warning out.
Pro tip: also why you died.
Yeah, because I learned about Stitcher.
and Scott was like, "Nope, not ready yet." All right. So you all head into this pool.
I go first.
I stayed back when everyone's starting to go into the pool. So, I've told you what We do. Fighting horrible eldritch beings beyond our imagination and risking our lives essentially on a daily basis. So,
She follows them before.
I know it would be rather rude of me to assume that you'd want to rush into life-threatening danger.
Are you saying you don't know me? You're helping people, right?
You ready to rush into life-threatening danger?
Oh, it's another one of these.
She takes your hand. Absolutely.
Oh,
Run.
great.
You all enter the pool. And that's where we'll pick up
Way
Mega
in the
Ultra
future.
next time.
Yeah.
Next, we'll be running a quick. We like to run a quick one-shot between probably on 2 to 4 sessions.
It's gonna be mini.
1 to 3, I'm guessing?
1 to 3 sessions. Yes. Explain what's going to happen.
Yes, so I'm gonna be running a mini-campaign one-shot thing set in the Starfinder universe. So, Pathfinder in space, basically.
Da, da, da. And then after that, we'll be resuming Warcraft with good old William at the helm. And we've played in 3.5, we've played in 5th edition.
We're heading back to 3.5 with some changes.
We're hybridizing the two, taking the best of both worlds.
Pathfinder 2nd Edition. That's where we're going.
No, actually, I will probably be stealing some elements from 3.5, from 5th edition, and from Starfinder, because Starfinder made a lot of really good changes.
Check out 2nd Edition.
So basically,
I played it.
we're taking the entirety of the books, because the books have so much cool stuff for 3.5, and then William's going to be like, and this rule, and this rule, and that rule, and we'll probably make a document and write it if anybody cares about the rules we're running, rather than trying to explain it, because it could take a while.
Yeah.
Okay. But until that point, say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.